Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon. Let's get to it. Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Jenny. How are you?
Here we go. Let's see if you can defend your man Floyd now.
Floyd said keep his name out your mouth.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, that was
his name's going to be all over my mouth today.
Yeah, he's talking to you.
Yeah, I think he might be, and that's fine with me, Floyd.
They are
Bring
talking. On today's show, is Ezekiel Elliott really the most important cowboy? And is Zion Williamson already an NBA superstar? But let's start with a potential super fight. We may be getting closer to a Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch. Manny's trainer, Freddie Roach, was here on the show yesterday and said if they fight again and both guys are healthy, quote, Pacquiao takes him out. Floyd won by a unanimous decision when the two fought 4 years ago. And Floyd is not letting anyone forget it. Floyd posted on Instagram yesterday, I find it real ironic how every time Pacquiao's name is brought up in the media, my name is always attached to it. This man's entire legacy and career has been built off its association with my name. For years, all you heard was that Floyd is afraid of Manny Pacquiao. But what's funny is, when we finally fought, I won so easily that everyone had to eat their words. All of the so-called boxing experts, critics, and jealous American fan base either went mute and ran for cover or made every excuse in the world as to why I should give Manny Pacquiao a rematch. Ultimately, I will always have the last laugh. And then Manny responded on Twitter saying this, Floyd Mayweather, you come to my fight and then use my name in a post, but I'm the one that is trying to stay relevant. If you want to be relevant again, May Pac 2. Don't worry, guys. Floyd responded again with this, I make more money than you. I beat you. Then I signed you. I was only at your fight supervising you. My employee, as any real boss would do. I beat you mentally, physically, and financially. Remember, you fight because you have to. I fight when I want to. And then this morning, another tweet.
Here we
We're
go.
still going, guys, from Manny. Excuse me, Floyd. Your name has not been on any of my PBC contracts. But if you would like to be on the next one, I will have one drawn up and sent to you. Counterfeit money.
Ooh.
Did you get all that?
Whoa.
Did you get everything there? They have been busy. Shannon, what did all of that tell you?
Manny want all that smoke, Mayweather. Skip, I still believe this fight's going to happen. If you remember last September, I think it was 2018, Mayweather posted on Instagram, he's coming back to fight Manny Pacquiao this year. Not going to happen this year. Another 9-figure payday. That's what he said.
He said it, and then nothing happened.
So, for me, Skip, and this is how you build a fight. I ain't fighting. I don't need you. The only way you stay relevant is by mentioning my name. And every time you mention my name, you become more relevant. Okay. Remember, that's how it started with Conor McGregor. Whatever, yada, 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 and then it built momentum, and the next thing you know, it's a big, giant payday. Skip, I just believe it's going to be too much money for Floyd to walk away from. I believe you're going to have to guarantee him, at bare minimum, $250 million. That's the bare minimum that he'd be willing to sign his name on the dotted line. And once you start approaching $300 million, it gets really, really hard if you're in the business, to walk away from $300 million. And I believe Floyd is going to seriously consider this, and I believe he is considering it, because I believe deep down that Floyd believes, even at the ripe age of 43, which he will be in February of 2020, he still believes he can beat Manny Pacquiao. Because he beat him so easily, in his mind, he believes he beat him so easily. Well, even if Floyd believes that Manny was healthy. We had Freddie Roach on yesterday, and Jenny mentioned. You mentioned it, Floyd tore his rotator cuff, and Freddie Roach said yesterday that by the fourth round, he said, I just can't throw any more punches. It just
Right. He can't throw his right hand.
He can't throw his right hand. It just hurts too bad.
And by the way, did he throw his right hand against Keith Thurman the other night?
The jab.
He knocked him down in the first round.
Right.
Go ahead.
And so Manny clearly wants this fight. I believe this is the only reason that Manny is continuing to fight. And he knows in order to lure, that's what he's going to have to do, to lure Floyd out of retirement, he's going to have to look awfully impressive. And he's looked really impressive. He knocked out Matisse, and he gave Thurman his first loss on Keith Thurman. So he knows, Skip, what he must do in order to lure Floyd out of retirement. And the way you do that is that you get the fans clamoring, because I still believe, Skip, and everybody's like, I ain't watching, just like they said the first part. I'm not watching it. I believe you, and you got about 5 TVs, and you will buy it on every last TV because you, along with a lot of other people, want to see Floyd go 50-1. That's what you want to see. That's the only reason people want to.
I want to see him go down.
That's a shame. Well, it's not going to happen. Even if the fight does happen, and I believe it will, I believe there's an 80% chance. We're going to talk about that maybe later.
Yep.
I believe Floyd is going to win again and going to walk away with $300 million.
He will walk away with $300 million and one big loss.
Nope.
That's what he will. It will be 5-0-1.
That's what you want.
Are you willing? Are you willing, Floyd? Do you dare risk getting your ass kicked by Manny Pacquiao?
Whoa!
I'm sorry. It is coming.
No, it's not.
And last night, I don't think that was just a bunch of fight hype talk back and forth on social media. I think it got pretty real last night, because I believe that Manny's response tweet to Floyd's first IG post caught Floyd flush in the jaw and knocked him right on his tiny little tail. Okay. That's what I think happened.
Okay, tiny little legs.
Okay, tiny little legs. Tiny little legs. Remember Conor McGregor?
Yes.
That was maybe the highlight of the pre-fight hype. So the Manny tweet was the response tweet. You come to my fight, which Floyd did on Saturday night. I was there. I saw Floyd, saw number 2. It was quite a night. You come to my fight, and then you use my name in a post, but I'm the one that is trying to stay relevant, Floyd. If you want to be relevant again, then hashtag #MayPac2. I think we need to flip that hashtag around to PacMay2. That's what I think.
No.
PacMay.
No.
Even though I'm sure Floyd can argue he will be the A side once again.
Absolutely.
Even though I'm sure Floyd will argue it should be 60-40, maybe even 70-30 Floyd on the split of this purse. I still believe that the better fighter right here, right now, as we saw on full display on Saturday night, is Manny Pacquiao. So that sent Floyd spinning off into another IG retort. And this one was flailing. This one was weak and lame, because he goes into this whole idea that because Al Heyman promoted the fight on Saturday night, and Al Heyman was Floyd's manager when Floyd was fighting, but he hasn't fought for what has it been now?
2 years.
2 years. That somehow that means that Floyd came to supervise Saturday night's fight because he's above Al Heyman on the flow chart, and that means that he is now Manny's boss, or that's what he was trying to present in his second IG post. And again, that indicated to me that Manny got him. Gotcha. Now, I will say this, just for the record, I don't think Manny actually tweets. I do know his PR man from years and years named Fred Sternberg, and Fred's a smart, clever guy, and Manny has never been a big trash talker, as we know. It's not his forte. I don't think, as Freddie Roach said yesterday, that it's in his heart to do that. But again, he signs off at least on the fact that Fred can tweet for him whatever Fred wants to. So I think it came from Fred, just for the record. But it was funny, it was clever, and it was a gotcha. And here went Floyd, and then here came Manny/Fred back again this morning with yet another one, daring Floyd to let's do it again.
And then he called him a hashtag counterfeit money.
Counterfeit money. Okay, so now let's go back to Floyd's first post that set off the fireworks last night, which was, I'll just read a couple lines. For years, all you heard was that, quote, Floyd is afraid of Manny Pacquiao, but I won so easily that everyone had to eat their words. This man knows no shame, because he continues to gloat about the fact that he easily beat a one-armed fighter from whom he ran for 12 rounds. And again, we did have Freddie Roach on, and I'm going to reiterate what he said yesterday. You can take it or you can leave it. But Freddie has told me from the start that Manny tore his rotator cuff sparring 3 weeks ahead of that bout. Manny thought about trying to withdraw, but Manny does need the money because he gives his money away. That's what Freddie said yesterday. Floyd spins, Manny gives away. and he gives away maybe way too much money in his native Philippines to the point that he's always a little bit on the edge. I need another fight. I need another fight. And I believe he's a desperate 40-year-old fighter trying to hold off Father Time because he doesn't want his boxing pipeline to dry up. And if he could fight until he's 50 or 60, he will try.
Or get one more, or maybe two more big paydays.
Maybe two, to your point. Yeah.
Because Freddie said it also, Skip, he believed that if this fight were to happen, 2 fights will be in this contract.
He said it would be drawn up for 2 fights.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Does Floyd want to dare the devil on that by presenting the possibility of a second fight? Because I don't think he can beat Manny right now. But again, back to the first fight. Freddie's point was that they both filed paperwork, Floyd and Manny, before the fight, May 2nd, 2015, in Las Vegas, Floyd's town. They both filed paperwork with Nevada Athletic Commission to get pain-killing injections. You have to declare it before the fight. Right. We both need pain-killing injections. According to Freddie, both filed exactly the same paperwork. But the commission allowed Floyd to get pain-killing injections in his chronically sore hands. Both of them have just been chronically sore his whole career.
Correct.
So he got them, and for some reason, just before fight time, no, Manny, you can't have one in your shoulder.
Or you will be disqualified.
So they're flailing a little bit. And again, Manny has a hard time. He's not from here, and he's obviously not a resident of Las Vegas. Floyd does sort of run Las Vegas.
Yeah.
He is great for the economy because he certainly pours a lot of money into the economy, right?
Exactly, yes.
And it seems to me, and definitely seems to Freddie Roach, that judges will overprotect him. They will let him get away with running and running and running for 12 rounds because he's just going to win by decision.
Right.
So it's almost like a done deal. If you can't knock him out, which is virtually impossible to do because it's hard to catch him.
Correct.
And he is the greatest defensive fighter in history. I've told you that before, and I'll say it again, and I believe he could roll out of bed tomorrow and still be the greatest defensive fighter ever. So it's almost impossible to beat him in Las Vegas because it's a home game for him with home referees who are going to protect him unless you knock him out.
Right.
That's your shot.
No protection against knockout.
Okay, no protection. So Freddie Roach is saying that by the 4th round, as you brought up, Manny's saying in the corner, I can't throw anymore, meaning his right jab, because he's left-handed and his knockout power comes from his left. But again, he seemed reinvented or reinvigorated on Saturday night because in the first round, he got Keith Thurman with a quick, stout little right. And he landed 82 jabs, and most of them were right-handed jabs, to only 18 for Keith Thurman. Well, all of a sudden, I saw the ultimate two-handed Manny Pacquiao on Saturday night, and I saw none of the above against Floyd. So then Freddie also talked about that he was having, I wrote this before the fight on ESPN.com. You can look it up. But Freddie was concerned with Manny's mindset going into the first Floyd fight because Manny was a born-again Christian and he was so spiritual at that point that he couldn't come to grips with trying to knock somebody out. He wanted to just simply outbox them, as in, you know, what they call boxing the sweet science, okay? So he wanted to be a sweet scientist and just sort of
points.
Yeah, outpoint. Well, that's one guy you're going to have a hard time outpointing, right?
Correct.
Because he is Manny's an extremely skilled defensive fighter also. He always was. But is he quite Floyd? No, he's not quite Floyd.
Manny's offense is his defense because he smothers you. He puts so much pressure on you that his defense is that you're retreating and he's pummeling you with punches. Floyd is going to tuck and roll. You know, he's like, no, you're not going to hit me. And he forces you to follow him around. He hits you 1 or 2, and then he moves away. He's not, Skip. And the thing is that when Floyd fights, everybody says it's boring because he's not looking to engage you. He's not looking to go toe-to-toe like what we saw he did against Conor McGregor because he didn't respect Conor McGregor's punching power. There's no way he'll stand in pocket in front of Manny Pacquiao and says, okay, let's trade blows. He's not going to do that.
Keith Thurman tried.
And
Keith Thurman landed a few.
Yeah, he did. So, but Floyd is going to fight. Floyd is going to fight his fight, and he doesn't. It doesn't matter. They can boo him, and we've heard it. They boo because of his style. But Floyd is not going to change. He's made $1 billion. He has a 50-0 record, and that's the way he fights. So if you want this, it's going to be a knockdown drag out. If you think you're going to get Hagler Hearns, it's not going to be that. It's never going to be that with Floyd Mayweather.
Okay. But Freddie also said that he's still kicking himself because he needed a better game plan going in. It's still hard to win with a one-arm fighter against Floyd in Las Vegas, right?
Right.
But the point is, I want to see a healthy Manny, and you keep saying I'm on the same mission Manny's on. I just want to see one fair fight, and I'm going to keep pushing that I'm daring Floyd to fight in a neutral venue. Again, Jerry World is a great venue.
No, he ain't doing that.
Well, Pacquiao's fought there before.
No, he ain't
what about
do that.
Madison Square Garden?
Skip,
What about it?
But here's the
no,
thing,
seriously.
Skip. A fight of this magnitude, it must take place in Vegas.
Well, does it have? Why?
It has to.
Why?
Because it's packed. Is May packed. Some fights just belong in Vegas. Fights of this magnitude. I mean, look, and I
Okay,
get.
so it belongs in Floyd's backyard? Is that what we're saying?
He happens to live there. Skip, I get the
He
rumbling.
happens to own there. I mean,
Skip,
come on.
Look, the rumble in the jungle was unbelievable. We get the thrill in Manila. We get the Madison Square Garden fight with Frazier and all that.
You're making another case then.
But
those worked.
But there's nothing like Vegas. Vegas was made for fighting.
Okay.
This fight belongs there.
I went to Ali fights in New Orleans.
Yeah,
I loved it there.
yeah.
I did.
Sugar Ray fought in New Orleans. He fought Durant in New Orleans.
I went to an Ali fight in the Bahamas.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, all that.
Okay.
No, but now, Vegas. It's got to be Vegas. It needs to be Vegas.
Well, that's Floyd's only hope is Vegas.
They ain't no only
I
hope.
want to see neutral field.
No.
You know, I want to see fair fight.
I'm the champ.
Yeah. Oh, you're the champ?
I'm the champ.
You used to be the champ.
50-0.
You haven't fought.
I already beat you. Do
Yeah.
you want the fight or not?
Okay. Is that how
Now,
it's going to be?
I'm minding my business. You
Yeah.
see all them big Cubans on his neck, them Cuban links? Do you know how big a link he can get with another 300 mil?
Maybe
Remember
Manny will
this-
say, then let's go 50-50.
Oh,
split
no,
on
no,
the
no, ain't no
purse,
fair,
and I'll
no,
fight you
hey,
in
look,
Vegas.
look here, this ain't no-
I'll fight you in your backyard
First
for
of-
50-50.
First of all, this ain't no marriage. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no 50-50. You know.
It does start to feel like kind of a weird marriage.
does.
No.
Yeah.
A lot of breakups.
They are linked forever.
They late, but no.
Yeah.
We'll do. You know what? Since you know what, Manny? You've been all out of pocket on this social media tip. So I was thinking about 60-40, 65-35 now. And keep talking, it's gonna go 70-30.
Really? Interesting. So, again, Manny points out in the shot that he took this morning, maybe Fred Sternberg, but the whole idea of, wait a second, you're not my boss because your name has not been on any of the contracts, the PBC contracts that I have signed. So he's putting Floyd right back in that place also. So
So I said, I ain't your boss, I'm your daddy.
yeah. And it was
And I
interesting.
spanked you. Remember last time? I spanked you just like a pop would do his child. When he had misbehaved,
Yep.
called him to the room, come here. Pop, pop, pop.
Spanking a one-armed child?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
terrible.
well-
That's child abuse.
First of all, Skip, look, the only reason you want to see this fight, I've never seen a thing like this before in my life. The only reason.
You know I'm right.
Yeah, no.
It was not right. It's what happened on May 2nd.
Even that made.
And I took such a shelling after that. Like everybody said, oh, eat your words. I said he was hurt. He couldn't throw a right hand.
Be that as it may. Okay, let's just say, and I'm gonna say, you know what, Skip, you're right. He was one arm, he tore his rotator cuff, and they wouldn't let him get the injection to numb it. But the only reason you want to see this fight is that you want to see that blemish on Floyd's resume.
I thought maybe Conor could catch him one time, just with one
He
shot.
did.
And he did.
Walked through it.
Yeah, he walked right through it. Okay.
That uppercut, you saw him catching Flush Skip with an uppercut, and Floyd walked right through it. And then sat down in the chair in front of him and said, give me your best. And then walked him out like I told you would. I said, Skip, you're going to drag him to the deep. Conor can't swim.
Okay.
Drag him to the deep, and then baptized him.
Conor had him in trouble.
Baptized
He
him.
had him in trouble in the 8th round in the corner.
Low blow.
Yep.
That was a low blow, and you know it.
Wasn't that Kenny Bayless, my namesake?
Oh, my
I think
goodness.
it was. The referee?
First of all, Skip, you know that was a low blow. You tried, no, he had him in trouble. That
Low
was
blow?
Yeah, it was a low blow.
Oh, break it up. Let's start over in the middle of the ring. You're out of trouble. Saved you again, Floyd. You owe me.
It was a low blow, Skip, and you know it.
Yeah.
Okay, look.
Okay, I just for the record, I want to point out that Manny Pacquiao is not Conor McGregor.
No.
We just to be
No.
be on-
And Floyd wouldn't
right.
fight him like that. Just
Yep.
like Floyd is not. Keith Thurman was willing to trade punches with Manny.
Keith Thurman thought he was going to knock Manny right into retirement, right?
Because he's 10 years younger. So he felt he was the stronger of the fighters. It's hard to say you underestimate an 8-time champion, an 8-division champ.
Yeah.
But maybe he's looking at a 40-year-old Manny and saying, I got this. Floyd is not going to make that mistake. The thing that Floyd has done better than most all fighters, there's no way I can prove this, is that he's underestimated no one. If Floyd has to, Skip, you remember he fought Madonna, and Madonna gave him all he could handle the first fight.
He did.
And maybe Floyd underestimated him.
Yep.
But then he came back that second fight.
He did. I give him that.
And he's like, okay, let me show you what the real Floyd Mayweather is about.
Okay.
And took him to school.
All right.
He will never underestimate Manny Pacquiao. But here, Skip, now, we know how Floyd is about this drug testing. He's a real stickler for that.
Okay.
Now, maybe the rule, we don't know if it's still on the...
I'm sure that's going to rear its ugly head.
You know it is,
It
Skip.
will.
You know it is. So, still not going to beat him.
Okay.
And I'm going to beat him.
Here's the other point I want to make. In the 12th and final round on Saturday night, I was there at ringside. I did not see a spiritual pacifist that I saw pre-Floyd fight, May 2nd, 2015. I saw a different Manny. I saw a guy who was trying his damnedest to knock out Keith Thurman. He was in attack mode, and he was as aggressive as I have ever seen him. It was back to the days, as Freddie Roach said yesterday, of knockout artist Manny Pacquiao. He tried to put him down, and he came close a couple times.
Well, he definitely hurt him with those body shots.
Yep.
I mean, he had him in trouble, and Keith Thurman tried to run away, and Manny was chasing him. But I don't know if he's going to be able to get those clean shots. The shots that he got on Thurman, I don't know if he's going to be able to land those on Floyd.
Yep.
Because, Floyd is going to touch him back, Skip.
Well, he'll touch.
Yeah, he'll touch
and he'll
back.
run, and he'll touch, and he'll run.
But hold on. What did Freddie say? There's everybody, I'm going to put pressure on Floyd. I'm going to put pressure on Floyd until he pop. Oh, I ain't gonna put pressure on Floyd.
That's what it sounds like. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
And Manny sounds like bam, bam,
Yeah,
bam,
yeah.
pop, 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 bam, 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 pop, 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 pop,
Look.
bam, 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 bam.
Look.
That's what's gonna happen.
Look, hold up.
You got it?
Look, you look at Phil Collins playing the drum, and then you get the guy in the band that's hitting the big. There's a difference, Skip. The big old boom, 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 and the.
Oh, okay.
That rat-a-tat-a-tat out his head.
Rat-a-tat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really hurts.
Lord, it's Phil Collins on them drums, Skip.
Oh, I want this to happen.
I'll take Ringo. That's just me.
I have a feeling we're going to be hearing more from them. Probably today.
Maybe in the next hour.
We will keep you posted. Coming up next, is Ezekiel Elliott actually overrated?
Don't do that, Skip.
We're going there. We'll discuss next. Don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports channel on SiriusXM. We'll be right back.
No mercy.
Well, Ezekiel Elliott is ranked as the 8th best running back heading into this season, according to Pro Football Focus. This rating is despite the fact that Zeke led the league in rushing last year with 9 total touchdowns. The article said, quote, "It's hard to overlook that fact that his production is in large part thanks to the offense that Dallas has built around him." So, Shannon, are you surprised he is that low?
I'm shocked, and it makes no sense to me. I believe he's the best pure running back in football. Can he catch the ball out of the backfield like some of these other guys that they have in front of him, the Alvin Kamaras, the Saquon Barkleys, the McCaffreys? No. But for me, if you say Saquon Barkley is number one, I can give you that.
Okay.
Because, Skip, he's a guy, Saquon is different than Zeke. Zeke is an old school running back, Skip. He's a 3-yard cloud of dust. He'll get you 5, he'll get you 15. Saquon will give you 3, 2, 70. He's a home run hitter for his size. We haven't seen Zeke do that, Skip, but you can't punish the guy for that. He's led the league in rushing 2 of the 3 years he's been in the league with playing 15 games. And it wasn't because he was injured. He just sat out. They didn't stand to gain anything or lose anything. So he rested, and he still won the rushing title, usually going away. You look at this season that he got suspended 6 games. He led the league in yards per game. So he played 16 games. He's going to lead the league in rushing again. It's almost like they're punishing him, Skip, like, Zeke, you should have 2,000 yards rushing. Do you understand the toll that it takes on your body, Skip, to get 2,000 yards? And that's the old phrase, crossing of the Rubicon. You reach a point of no return. Because the only guy that's gotten close to that number of carries, and it didn't affect him, was Eric Dickerson. Eric Dickerson went 396. I think he went 414 and came back with 405, the 2,100-yard season. But you look at Terrell Davis, you look at Eddie George, you look at all these guys. I tell you what, I know a guy. He wore that uniform before Zeke did.
That's true.
DeMarco Murray.
I agree.
He approached 400 carries.
Yep.
He was never the same back. You can't punish a guy for leading the league and be like, well, look at his offensive line. Okay, yes. But a lot of these other guys, Skip, they split carries. Alvin Kamara split carries with Mark Ingram. That's not to diminish him. Christian McCaffrey was splitting carries.
By the way, Kamara's number one on that list. Yeah.
Number one.
Yep.
Like I said, if you put Saquon number one, Skip, I ain't got no problem with that because I believe Saquon can rush for 1,500 and catch 100 passes out of the backfield. But Alvin Kamara, Skip, and these guys are going to have great yards per carry for the simple fact they're splitting carries and they're getting 100, 200 fewer carries than Zeke. And what's happening to Zeke, Skip, when they get a lead, guess what? We're trying to run out the clock. So we got 8 men in the box. And the luxury that Alvin Kamara has, that Zeke doesn't, he has Drew Brees as his quarterback. So you're not putting 8 guys in the box. They put 8 guys in that box against Dallas because they don't believe the quarterback. This is not a knock on Zeke. This is about your quarterback, Skip Bayless. Your quarterback cannot lift that defender out of the box. So they dragging Zeke down. But I am shocked that Ezekiel Elliott is not the 8th best back in football. They got Aaron Jones, a dude that had 133 carries. Well, I want to see. I hope he's the feature back, and we're going to see what he does as the feature back. Not splitting carries, getting 133 carries, because we've seen this before. Oh man, he had 100 carries, give him another 150 carries. Okay, you think you're gonna have 5.5 yards per carry on 200, 300 carries? Okay, we'll see. But Ezekiel Elliott is the best pure running back in football, and there's no way he's the 8th best back in football. Zero chance that happens. And everybody knows how I feel about the Cowboys.
Yeah, we do.
So, time out. You just mentioned Aaron Jones, who's 7th to Zeke's 8th. That means Aaron Rodgers has a better running back than Dak Prescott does.
You need to stop.
Aaron Rodgers got more help than Dak Prescott.
Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that.
Am I right?
No, you're not right.
Well,
but I tell you what. Go ahead.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
I hate to say I told you so, but I've been telling you so for about 2 years. I love Zeke, but my quarterback is more valuable than my running back, and this proves it.
No, it doesn't.
Once and for all, because my Cowboys are going to go this year as my quarterback goes. And the point here is that as much as I love Zeke, why does he get downgraded in this system? It's because he has so few missed tackles. What do I always tell you about Ezekiel Elliott?
But he's a run-to-contact back, Skip.
He runs through brick walls, and I've never seen anybody better at running through brick walls.
Right.
If it's 3rd and 1 and the wall is just bricked, I know my guy is going to fight and squirm and push and shove and body lean his way to a yard.
Right.
And he might only get barely the first down, but he keeps getting it and giving up his body to do so. Because on guts and desire and just sheer physicality, it's just like sheer physicality. It's like, it's a manhood. It's like, I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove to you at the line of scrimmage, I'm just tougher than you are, Mr. Defensive Tackle or Mr. Linebacker or Mr. Safety. Whoever wants to come and smack me in the mouth, I'm going to smack you back harder. That's the way he runs.
Right.
He does run to sometimes I think he runs out of desire. He looks for contact.
Skip, I think the mistake that people make, they look at Zeke and his stature, and it's like, well, wow, he's a short back. But Zeke weighs 225, 230.
Oh, he does.
So he's not. Alvin Kamara is what, 210?
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey's 205, 210. Yep. They're more shifty. Now Saquon, to be as big as he is really, really shifty. And that's why, Skip, you can see him, he'll step up inside, he'll get lateral, and then he'll get down. You criticize him for that. Oh, he just had one run for 68 yards.
Well, I can show you. I'll give you 15 carries in a game for a total of 21 yards, and then I'll give you a 70. Okay?
Oh, you like?
Okay, my guy doesn't give you a 70.
He just give you 3, 5, 3, 8, 7.
Right.
So what you want? You say you don't like Saquon's style, the home run 3. You like your guy, Mr. Reliable. Zeke gonna get me the first down.
I like my team because I love my quarterback.
Well, we're gonna talk about your team a little later.
And the classic case of this happened in the playoff game. My team lost right here in Los Angeles in the Coliseum against the Rams, who came very close to winning the whole thing last year, right?
Yeah.
And what happened? Rams, Cowboys. Jenny was there in the stands that night,
yeah.
right?
You told
You
Jenny
haven't
she can't
forgotten.
go. You can't. You told Jenny she can't go back and watch another
It was
game.
bad luck for
Blew
you?
it. She
all my
she
fault.
blew my whole year by going to that game.
Oh, they knew she was in the stands. They're like, oh,
They did.
Jenny's up there. We're gonna
That's
lose.
it. We're jinxed. That night, Zeke tried 20 times to run into Wade Phillips' defense, and it was hellacious good last year because you know what it did to Tom Brady and company in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
It gave them fits in the
13
Super
points.
Bowl, right? It's given Tom Brady fits his whole career, what Wade can do to Tom Brady.
Correct.
So it was giving Zeke fits because he tried 20 times to run, and it went for a grand total of 47 yards. That's 2.4 a carry, but guess what? One of those was 15 yards. So if I take that out, it's 19 carries for 32 yards. That's 1.7 yards.
Well, normally what Wade does, and I know Wade Phillips very well. He was my defensive coordinator when I first got to Denver. He was my head coach for 2 years. He's going to take away what you do best. He knows the Cowboys want to run the football. He says, "I'm not going to let you run."
So does everybody want
No.
to run the football.
No.
Tom Brady wants to run
No.
the football. Yeah.
Well, hold on, Skip.
You
Skip
know
Bayless.
what? No,
Skip
no.
Bayless.
One second, you're telling me everybody wants to run the
Hold on.
football. Then it's, yeah.
No. The Dallas Cowboys built their offense to run the football. That's why they got a first-round center, a first-round right guard, a first-round left tackle, a fourth pick overall at running back. They're telling you, we are going to run the football. And Wade Phillips says, no, you're not. And if you can beat me with Dak Prescott, and I keep telling you, Skip Bayless, look here. If Dak Prescott throws for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, and I shut Zeke down, I go to the middle of the field, congratulations. You did a heck of a job. But I am not letting Zeke Elliott beat
Who
me.
led the playoffs in rushing? Which team last year? You've brought this up to me several times.
New England.
New England did.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So maybe the goal is to stop New England's run game,
Yeah.
right?
You're not dropping an eighth guy down there with Tom Brady as the quarterback.
Oh, I don't
That's,
know.
Yeah, I know.
No. So Dak that night here at the Coliseum against those Rams, coached by Wade Phillips, went 20 of 32 for 266 with a touchdown. Wait a second, with a touchdown and no interceptions, a QBR of 84. Tom Brady in his game against Wade Phillips in the Super Bowl went 21 of 35, pretty close, for 262, pretty close, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a QBR of 26. So my guy went 84 QBR against Wade. Tom went 26 versus Wade.
But you want a guy with you want a guy with a QBR of 26 to win the MVP. But we'll talk about that another day at another topic. No.
He was clutch.
Skip Bayless, you need to stop this. Now you know good and well there's no defensive coordinator that's going to stack the box with Tom Brady at quarterback.
Who makes the biggest runs for my team? Who makes all the crucial third down runs? Who made the crucial run that broke open the Seattle playoff game at Jerry World?
Well, Skip,
help me out.
Skip.
It's my quarterback who weighs 255 pounds.
But Skip, here's the thing. When it's 3rd and 14, you think you're going to throw the football. So you're in a passing down. The ends are getting upfield. Everybody's vacating. So he runs a quarterback draw with a lead draw because he has the running back leading him up on the way. Okay, yeah, he's going to get that. But stop this notion, Skip. You need to stop this notion that, look, and I get it. These guys, and the reason why I say Zeke should be higher, Skip, because before last year, whether he taught himself or they gave him more opportunities, Zeke caught 77 passes. Now he's a better pass catcher. We know he can run the football. We saw it his second to his sophomore year at Ohio State, what he did to St. Nick, what he did in the championship game, what he did in the Big Ten, what he did against Michigan. So we know he can just flat out run the football. But now he's added what Kamara, what Christian McCaffrey, what Saquon Barkley can do out of the backfield, which is catch the football. So for me to have
Remember, the same survey a year ago ranked him 16th. So he vaulted all the way from 16th to 8th because he started to really catch the football last year. But he's still only 8th on his running ability or capability of making you miss.
But some of these guys, Alvin Kamara, and I love Alvin. He's from the crib, but he split time with Mark Ingram. Christian split some time. Kareem Hunt, Aaron Jones, Tariq Cohen, James White. Skip, all these guys split time. There's really only one bell cow, and it's him. It's Saquon.
The bell cow's Dak Prescott.
No, stop that.
You're okay.
Stop it.
This should prove to you once and for all. Again, I love Zeke, and again, I'd rank him higher than 8th, but it just shows you this is what Jerry Jones is thinking. And you don't think Jerry's statisticians, his analytics guys, haven't brought him this?
Yeah.
And said, Jerry,
and you know what
got to be
Zeke,
careful
you know
here.
what Zeke's statistician said?
Yeah.
When you sat out those 6 games, they went in the tank. That's what this stat guy told me. Yeah, like my stat guy tell me, he's like, well, you got to. I was like, no, I ain't gonna bring this out just yet, cause I say this for a rainy day.
So you're gonna give Zeke 5 more years at $20 million a year, $25 million a year? What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Look,
Is it gonna be worth it?
But guess what, Skip Bayless? They saw what just happened to Alan Hearns. They asked the man broke his leg, broke his ankle in a gruesome injury.
Happens to a lot of guys.
He did.
Yeah.
And then 5 days before they go to camp, we want to give you a pay cut.
Yep.
Hey, Ezekiel Elliott said, hold on. I play the most damaging position in all of football. I wish I might. Give me my money, Jerry. They say you worth 5. They say the team worth 5
He
billion.
hasn't said that at all.
Yeah,
They're putting words in his mouth because that's their only hope.
He better not be an Oxnard.
Yeah.
All I know is when camp open up today or tomorrow, he better not be an Oxnard. I'm going to call his dad. Stacey, hold him out.
You're going to let him know?
Yeah, I'm going to call his dad as soon as I get off the show.
It's your only hope to
Ain't
derail my team.
Ain't no hope. Ain't no hope.
No mercy.
Let's talk about my team. shall
Your
we?
team, unfortunately, Skip, the ratings didn't get any better for the Cowboys in USA Today's power rankings. The rival Eagles are ranked as the 3rd best team
The what?
in the league.
The 3rd?
Yeah. Well, Dallas is far behind them at 15.
The what? The 15th?
15, yeah. They write that Philly's lineup will be bolstered by the return of Carson Wentz, while the Cowboys are a, quote, team prone to distractions. What do they mean there? While they deal with contract issues for key players. And yeah, we just mentioned a few of those names. Shannon, do you agree with these rankings?
Skip, why is this so hard? This should be an indictment on your quarterback. Hold on. Didn't they have him ranked 17th? You say it's the most. It's the most valuable position. It's the most important position in all of pro sports.
Who you say? You mean the Athletic?
No. I don't say they. I said this is what you said.
Oh.
It's the most important.
No, but I mean you said they had him ranked 17th.
What did he
It's the Athletic. Yes.
Okay, he ranked 17th, right? Yeah, he ranked 17th.
Got
Tier
it.
3?
Yeah,
Good.
tier 3.
Keep going.
You tell me the quarterback is the most important position, it's the most valuable, more important than a baseball player.
It is.
More important than the point guard.
Yes, now talk about your quarterback, please.
Oh, he healthy.
Oh.
He healthy. And with the acquisition, they got D-Jack, got Malik Jackson. Ooh, on the D-line, got that rotation going again. Jordan Howard, signed Miles Sanders, drafted Miles Sanders, great running back. Well, I don't know if he's great, but Penn State. Nice little one.
See.
Because remember when they went to and won the Super Bowl, they had a great 1-2 punch. Jay Ajayi and LeGarrette Blount, the Winnebago. So now they're going to get back to that. Still got Zach Ertz. Ooh, got another big receiver out of Stanford, Skip. Goddard, tight end. I ain't even mentioned Alshon yet. And did I mention D-Jack? A home run hitter.
Easy.
Ooh, I love what they done. And they got it right. Your team. That's an indictment on your team, Skip. This is an indictment on your team. Because let me ask you one simple question, and I don't want to take any more time. I want to ask you one simple question. If Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback of the Cowboys, with that offensive line, with Zeke Elliott, with Amari Cooper,
We'd be in big trouble with him.
where do you think
You
they
mean the
would be?
most overrated quarterback?
Stop
in
doing that,
football?
Skip. All I'm saying is that every time your guy comes, why everybody sit here? Coaches and GMs, they always say this, that team is Zeke, that team Zeke. The players come out here that played against both of them, Zeke and that. It's Zeke. But why is your head so hard?
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
You know, I must say, I love this. I don't like it. I love it.
Really?
Because I say,
I love it.
Fly, Eagles, fly. I say the higher the better. Just fly higher and higher with the expectations rising, soaring up into the stratosphere. I want pressure mounting and mounting and mounting, and I want disaster lurking right around the next corner because this team is the most likely to fall on its face this year.
I got the Cowboys at that.
This is how I have it right now. The Eagles are easily the most overrated NFL team, and my Cowboys have become the NFL's most underrated team, and it just astounds me, but it also makes me happy because it will only motivate my team, and it will only increase, what do you call them, expectations on those Eagles.
Which you have failed to meet for a quarter century.
I think we've won the division to the last
That ain't
year.
all-
So let me get this straight. I want to get this all in my head because maybe it gets cloudy for me, but I think, if memory serves, that my Cowboys beat the Eagles twice last year. Is that right?
Okay.
You
I
did,
think
Skip.
that
You
happened.
did.
I remember that.
And I think that my Cowboys get their all-pro center, Travis Frederick, back this year, and I think Jason Witten has come back, but maybe I missed that. I don't know.
So now Jason Witten and Travis Kelce.
I'm pretty sure we added Randall Cobb, so we upgraded in the slot over Measley,
You
Beasley.
love Measley Beasley.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure that Dak Prescott just got a whole offseason with an Amari Cooper that he's going to get for all 16 games instead of just the final 8 games, in which my team and my quarterback went 7-1, and my quarterback had 13 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions because he finally had a number one go-to receiver that he trusted and had real rapport with for the first time ever. And now he gets a whole offseason with Amari Cooper.
He filmed commercials.
And now I'm thinking, wait a second. The Eagles vaulted all the way to 3rd? Vaulted, and we're still at 15th. And let me get this straight.
Yeah, get it straight.
The Eagles lost the magic man, Nick Foles, who had
ain't
a
no magic.
shrine built to him in the Eagles locker room. A shrine.
He did have a shrine.
And Chris Long felt so bad for building that shrine, he retired.
You know, okay? And so that leaves your guy, Carson Wentz, working for the first time without a net. There's no magic man to save him at the end of the year, as we've seen the last 2 years.
He Nick Melinda. We don't
Melinda?
use it that when
You
we
don't
on the high wire.
Well, I don't
we
know.
walk the Grand Canyon without a wire, Jenny.
Do you
Without a
realize
safety
what could
net.
happen if you slip?
We don't think about that.
And do you realize that your man just signed a new deal that gave him the most guaranteed money in all of the NFL?
worth it.
$108 million
Worth it.
guaranteed. You want to talk about expectations?
And you know what they factored in, Skip?
What?
They mentioned it in the article, didn't it?
Wow.
All the distractions of the contract. Let me tell you why they put them at 17th. You know why? Because there are 2 things weighing them down. 15.
15.
Okay, middle of the
Don't
pack.
discount it. Yeah.
Your quarterback was 17. There are 2 things weighing you guys down, Skip Bayless, and that's what it is. Your head coach and your quarterback. Your head coach and your quarterback is pulling you down, Skip Bayless. I wish I could. That's the anchor.
Interesting.
That's the, like you like to say, the Albert.
So I'll give you Jordan Howard. He's pretty good. Is he going to change life in Philadelphia?
We don't need to change life.
I don't know. My man D-Jack, Deshaun Jackson, has he ever been a Cowboy killer? Help me out. He's played him a whole bunch of times in his career, 16 total times. He's 6-10 versus my team.
Okay.
Never really gashed him for had one big day. He had one 200-yard game, but that was way back in 2010.
Well, he would have had another
Okay.
touchdown, but he let it go on the 1-yard line. You remember that Monday night game?
That was ancient history.
It blew the
Ancient
doors off
history.
y'all.
And would you believe that Deshaun Jackson has lost his last 5 games to the Dallas Cowboys? I don't know. And then it brings me back to my quarterback. Would you believe that my quarterback last year, in one game against Philly at Jerry World in the 4th quarter and overtime, he went 17 of 20 for 243 yards just in the 4th quarter and overtime with 3 touchdowns and no interceptions? Think about that, 243.
That was a long
and
time ago.
Then if we throw in the 4th quarter of the game that he beat Carson Wentz in at Philadelphia that started the roll in the second half of the season, he was a combined 24 of 28 was Dak Prescott in the 2 4th quarters for 331, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions. I dare you to go find any division rival quarterback who had a better 2 4th quarters than Dak had against the 3rd-ranked Philadelphia Eagles. Help me out here because that is off the charts sensational. Do you realize he threw for 331 in 2 4th quarters?
Yeah, but what about the 1st, 2nd, 3rd of those 2 games?
Who won those games?
Skip, you won, Skip.
Interesting.
I don't know what, everybody can see it. But Skip, I'm telling you, guys are going, look, DeMarcus Lawrence has shoulder surgery. He could miss the start of the season. Skip, guys are going to want their money. They just saw Allen Hurns get cut. They put the man in a situation, Skip, 1 week before training camp starts, take a pay cut or else. So Zeke Elliott says, I want my money.
You're just making me laugh because all you have, all your ammo is
Byron Jones
you got distractions because you got contract problems. Baloney, we got no contract
That's
problems.
what happens to the Cowboys.
They have not
Skip,
even
that's
started
That's
yet.
what happens to the Cowboys.
You've got the contract problem because they gave him 108 guaranteed.
No.
And help me out, how many playoff downs has Carson Wentz played in his life? How about 0?
And guess what?
Do you realize how tough those Philly fans are? I know I've been to a bunch of games in Philly.
And
back
that's
at
the
old
Cowboys'
vet.
problem.
Okay.
They're not tough on the quarterback.
Oh, really?
No.
So do you realize what those Eagle fans will do the first time he throws a home interception, Carson Wentz? They'll be thinking to themselves,
They're like,
why do we let Foles go?
You know what they're going to say?
Why do we get-
It's like, oh, my goodness, he finally threw a pick. After 15 straight touchdowns with no interceptions, he finally gave him one.
Your man is in trouble. And just for the record, I'm going to read again what The Athletic had yesterday. A couple of quotes from anonymous. The first one's from a defensive coordinator. This is about Carson Wentz. I just don't know his ability to read it and have touch passes. I do not yet know if he has the touch and the feel to ascend. I've told you that from day one about your guy. And then the next quote comes from a coach who studied the Eagles this offseason, said, oh, he's damn good and he can run, but he does not play with a calm to him yet. I keep telling you, deer in headlights. And now he's expected to lift that team up to third in the league.
No,
Really?
he expected to lift him to number one.
Okay,
in the
number
league,
one
which
in
is
the league.
starting at third.
Yep, huh.
Hold on, Skip. But some of those same execs said the same thing about your quarterback. Inaccuracy.
One said about, the guy who set the all-time record for the first 3 years of his career.
Accuracy.
All-time record of 66% accuracy.
Yeah, what about all those big
Wow.
throws that he missed?
Interesting.
Remember he shot Amari Cooper, had wide open.
Boy,
Wasn't
hit
he
him for
supposed
a
to
whole
go to
bunch of
overtime?
touchdowns.
Wasn't supposed to go to overtime. You remember that, Skip?
I just
do.
remember a lot of touchdown passes. to
I'm
Amari
just saying,
Cooper.
Skip, all they do,
I just remember 7-1 down
Your
the
head
stretch.
coach and your quarterback
Wow.
is the anchor that's around your neck.
Shannon, you're in trouble.
I'm in trouble.
I'm just here to tell. I'm going to tell you this, and it's going to start happening Monday after Monday after Monday come September.
That old big North Dakotan.
Yeah.
Ah, Skip. That old big North Dakota,
You know what?
big red.
He should be playing linebacker instead of
he
quarterback.
should-
If they start him at linebacker, I'd be a little nervous.
I know you're not talking.
You know?
The guy just better than your guy. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Skip.
God,
It's okay.
Oof.
It's okay.
You got trouble this
It's
year.
okay.
Mind being the underdog.
I
over here,
love
Skip.
this
I'm learning
because my team is
quickly.
going to be mission. Here we go.
Something
Nah,
to prove.
Mission
they on a mission to
Impossible.
get that money. Dak says, pay me.
Yeah, that's all
you
you
heard
got.
what Dak said.
Okay.
Zeke wants his money. Amari wants his money.
Speaking
Byron Jones wants money.
of big contracts,
Yeah.
someone else got an interesting one yesterday.
Who got it?
Zion Williamson, is he already an
Whoa.
NBA superstar? We'll discuss all the latest next.
No mercy.
It appears Zion Williamson wants to be like Mike. Zion has signed a multi-year deal with Jordan Brand for a reported $75 million. The company has already put up billboards that say, "Kingdom Come." Jordan said about his new client, quote, "He told us he would shock the world and asked us to believe him. We do." Shannon, what do you think of this choice?
I think it was his only choice, Skip. Jordan made the Nike basketball shoe. It's only right that Zion Williams, the most hyped incoming player since LeBron James, who happens to also be with Nike. Skip, before Michael Jordan, it was Converse. Converse was the shoe. Dr. J had the cons, and if you had those, and that's why Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were the cons. And then here come Michael Jordan with that red and black shoe,
Yep.
and then red, black, and white shoe, and it changed the landscape.
It
And
sure
from
did.
that point on, everybody wanted to be like Mike. And if you wanted to be like Mike, Skip, what you have to have? You had to have Nikes. And LeBron is Nike, AD, KD, Giannis, and Zion. He wants to be that. Skip there. Look, and it was reported that he turned down more money to go with Nike and the Jordan brand.
Yeah.
As opposed to maybe going with Adidas or Reebok.
It was Puma.
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 Yeah.
Puma and a couple of Chinese
Yeah,
companies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Skip. Baby. I mean, look, the all-time leading scorer in the history of basketball, I don't know this because he wore Adidas. But everybody, Mike, you got to wear the Nike, Skip, if you that guy. And I get it. The money, I mean, you look at Klay Thompson getting $8 million, $9 million a year from Anta, and Lee Ning gave D Wade a bunch of money, and Steph with Under Armour. And I get all that, Skip. But if you're that guy, and he believes he's that guy, Skip, this was a no-brainer to me. And him blowing out a shoe, that meant nothing because he blew out a shoe that wasn't constructed for him. I mean, he's wearing a Kyrie Irving. Kyrie is maybe 170 pounds, and he almost
the one he blew out was Paul George.
Paul George, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so he's gonna have a shoe especially for Zion
Sure.
that can withstand 280 pounds up and down, up and down, up and down. So for me, Skip, this was a no-brainer. It was almost like a foregone conclusion. He had to go there. And plus, old Bron, Bron set that template.
Did he?
Yeah, old Bron.
Yeah, Zion probably turned down more money than LeBron. He would have eclipsed LeBron.
No, he
that's
wouldn't.
a good point.
Yeah, he would.
Had he
But here's
gone
the-
with Puma.
But here's the thing, though, Skip Bayless. There was a shoe company that said, LeBron, now this is not the shoe contract money that we give you, but we'll give you $10 million if you don't talk to anybody. Did they tell him that?
Probably.
$10 million, Jenny. I'm gonna give you $10 million, but you can't talk to anybody else. Look at that. What LeBron said. Skip, 17 years old, coming from the streets of Akron with a single mom. $10 million.
Why does it always have to be about that guy? He's a little.
You brought it up because you tried. Oh, he would have clipped LeBron if he'd have went with one of the other
But
companies.
LeBron's out of sight, out
No,
of
he ain't.
mind.
No, he
He
ain't.
keeps trying to be relevant on IG with his
What-
Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday.
I had some tacos last night. I was inspired by
Were you?
LeBron.
Go,
Yeah, if he's doing
Is that
it.
all you got? You got to go Taco
We might,
Tuesday?
I tell you what, we might have a
Yeah,
press.
that's kind of shameful.
We might have
Aren't
a
you
press-
embarrassed of that?
What if we have a press conference that won up the Clippers? We might have
Oh,
a
what are you
press
gonna
conference
say?
today.
What are you
Yeah.
gonna say?
What, are you going to talk about tacos?
No,
What are
worry
you
about what
talking
you're talking about. We just do what we do.
It gives us a little glimpse of his Space Jam jersey. Okay.
Look, you can see it all. Little glimpse. Little
A
glimpse.
little glimpse. I'm not impressed, but what do I know? So, back to Jenny's original question.
Yes.
I believe that Jordan Brand just got the steal of the century. This is a great choice by Zion because it will be a great fit for all involved. And remember, right now, I think you'd say Russell Westbrook, maybe Chris Paul are kind of the faces of Jordan
They are,
Brand.
yeah.
Probably Russ more than Chris.
Yes.
Zion
He
is
is-
about to take over Jordan Brand. So he's actually going to have his own literal line of shoes
Right.
that he'll be the face of.
Right.
And again, he wanted to go with his idol, who was Michael Jordan. Not LeBron, which is interesting. It was Jordan.
It's still the same color. I mean, stop it, Skip.
Okay, well, but
see
it's-
why you
it's-
keep
it's-
bringing LeBron up in there.
But it's broken out into this is a different brand, and now the Zion brand is the Jordan brand.
Well, we should-
so that's more impressive than just being one of the Nike.
Well, all things being equal, LeBron probably should have said, you know what, made a bid for it. Say, you know what, Zion, I want you to wear the LeBron shoe. Because we got a couple of $100 million laying around somewhere. We could,
Okay.
fatten his pocket.
Okay. So when it comes to marketing, we're going in a whole new direction with Zion Williamson because pre-Zion, all the marketing is about street cred and edge, and you have to have a little bit of anti-hero in you. LeBron's got a little anti-hero in him. He curses openly, and he's got some edge to him. Kobe had edge at the end of his career, obviously, and we can just go right down the line. Zion has no edge to him whatsoever. He's a lightning rod of joy and energy and passion and sheer love of playing the game of basketball, right? Isn't that what he just emanates? He
Yeah,
just
he
oozes
does.
love.
And
of
Jordan
play.
mentioned that.
He
His
did.
unbridled
Okay,
joy and passion
all right.
in which he plays the
Okay,
game with.
That's exactly right. So I think a whole new generation of kids will buy Jordan Brand Zion sneakers because they're going to relate, they're going to gravitate to the new hero
Yeah.
who is more role model,
Yeah.
more heroic. I hate to use that word hero, but he's more heroic than a lot who have come before him because he's pretty pure. I don't know what he is, and I don't want to put him on too high of a pedestal, but that's how he comes across.
He's an 18-year-old kid.
personality.
But you know what the thing is, Skip? The thing that really made the Jordan shoe is because Jordan had so many highlights. The soaring through the air, the dunking on people, the up under the bat. He was doing things. And you remember when he first got in the league, Skip, he wore a big old gold chain. The NBA later outlawed that, so you couldn't wear that anymore. But Zion will have a lot of highlight plays, so he will be on. Man, did you see that dunk Zion did on such and such? Did you see the block shot that Zion had?
Well, he had one quick highlight in the brief time he played, where he ripped the ball out of Kevin Knox's hands and slammed it.
So he will be every night. He
Okay.
will do something. He will make one play. People weren't talking about. Did you see Michael Jordan's jump shot?
No.
They was like, did you see that guy walk through the?
Yeah.
He was literally flying.
Every night I heard, I've never seen that before.
Exactly.
Right?
He was dunking on, you remember, he dunked on someone, and somebody in the crowd said, "Won't you dunk on somebody your own size?" He gets the ball, goes down, and dunks on Mark Eaton. He said, "How about that?" You know what I'm saying? Mark Eaton, 7'4". Mm-hmm. Zion is going to have highlight reel plays on a nightly basis, Skip. And that's what we like, because when you package this thing, what do you show? The highlights. Mm-hmm. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen.
Is he? And I still say, even though you said it's not a big deal that he blew out that shoe, the fact that he did explode out of a shoe only makes him more marketable when it comes to selling sneakers.
And what did he do, Skip? He blew out a Nike shoe, and then when he came back, he had another Nike shoe on. Yeah. So it showed you he was unconcerned and where he was kind of going, Skip, because if he's like, "Nah, I'm done," he was like, "Coach, I know you with Nike, and I know Duke men's basketball is a Nike base, but I can't put that on. I'm $100 million walking, and them shoes, no." So with that told me everything I needed to know. Skip, you remember, Kobe started out with Adidas, and then he switched.
And by the way, he did not do well with for Adidas, I should say.
And guess what happened when he came over to the Nike? Mamba mentality, the black Mamba, and then gone.
Okay.
That's Zion.
All right.
It's just the beginning.
So, will Zion be able to live up to all this? It will not be easy.
It will not be easy.
And yet, my only concern is his health at 300 pounds or whatever. And it looked like he put on a couple of pounds through the circuit of all of his celebrations, right?
You know, you had to picking up all the awards, Skip. And Skip, everybody knew he was going to be number one. Why he need to work out? Work out for what? Work out for who? Work out for New Orleans? You're right.
He did.
I'm not working out for anybody. I know I'm going to be the number one pick. So the Air Zion, we're marching up to Zion. That's going to be his theme song.
Kingdom come.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kingdom.
I think the kingdom will come.
Wait, no, ain't no kingdom come. Well, we already got a king. The king is already there. The king is here.
No, we're talking about kingdom.
He got that.
Yeah.
He got that.
Okay with kingdom
he
come?
got that.
The king has been deposed.
Don't stop it.
He has been deposed.
No, okay, you know what?
The king got deposed by number 2. I hate to say it, but he just did.
Okay. See that right there? What you got right now? Jenny, see what he got right there? That energy right there? I'm going to need that in October. I'm going to need that in November and December on Christmas, because we got something for him on Christmas. We got something for him on Christmas.
I'll save this energy for the opening of Space Jam 2.
Front row. Front and center.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Wow,
I'll be watching that.
Look.
I'm going.
If it ever gets
And I know it's going to be an IMAX. I want to see it on the big screen.
Do you?
Yeah, I want to see LeBron James like he's about 40 foot tall.
Well, it's interesting you bring up number 2, Skip. Will Kawhi Leonard win over these guys at his press conference today? We'll discuss that with Chris Haynes next.
No mercy.
Kawhi Leonard will make his first official appearance as a Clipper later today when he has his press conference right here in LA. ESPN surveyed 20 execs and coaches, and 12 of them picked Kawhi as the best player in the NBA. Giannis finished a distant second, and by the way, LeBron got 0 votes.
He got 0?
Interesting note there. We're joined by Yahoo senior NBA insider Chris Haynes. You're going to be at that press conference later today. Looking forward
you got
to hearing
the
what
invite,
you've got to say.
You know this
exclusive. I think he's got this special exclusive.
No, normally you have a press conference, the media just comes. Oh, it's special invite. I remember when the Clippers had
I think he's getting one-on-one, right?
The Clippers used to have to invite, pay people to come.
You got some good sources over there.
Yeah, I do. I have the best source.
We're going to go back to this. Did they get this vote right, Chris, in your opinion?
Look, the way I was brought up, the way I was raised, I got to tell this story real quick. If there was somebody who was better at basketball, the only way to prove it, we played one-on-one. That was the only way to prove it. Right. So throughout games, you'll see somebody scoring 30, the other person may score 25, and we knew those two were the top 2. But it was up for one game of one-on-one to settle that debate. And now, we can't do that now in the NBA. But look, the point I'm making is that, to me, nobody has taken it from LeBron James yet. That's just my feeling. That's my viewpoint. I not taking anything away from Kawhi Leonard. Not taking anything away from him. What he did was unprecedented. Beat the Golden State Warriors squad.
Injured.
Injured. No Kevin Durant. But what the Lakers went through with the injuries, there was still not a scenario where somebody came and just took it from LeBron. And so until that happens, I still have to, if I'm giving an order, I'm putting LeBron up there, then, I got KD and Kawhi right there. No disrespect, but I'm still, that trips me out that LeBron didn't get one vote. It was Kawhi, then Giannis, then James Harden.
Had two,
like,
yeah.
Did that NBA Finals beating how about Warriors, did that kind of convince everybody that Kawhi is the best? That's what I don't know. So, but that's just my viewpoint. I think LeBron, you got to take it from him.
I don't even talk. Go ahead, Skip. I want you to talk. I want you to follow it. You want me to
Skip, Skip was a little, he looked a little shocked to see the results himself.
Come on, Skip. I think you coined this phrase, prisoner of the moment. And that's what these 20 coaches and execs are, prisoners of the moment. Because Kawhi is the last man standing. Kawhi won the title. Oh, not taking that word from him. Kawhi is unbelievable. Best two-way player in basketball. I believe he is a top 3. I don't believe he's better than LeBron. I don't, and LeBron's going to prove it again. Now, the Warriors, KD played 12 minutes. Clay misses a game, gets injured in a game, gets injured in another game. And they go 6 games. And Kawhi, they win the title. And now all of a sudden, Kawhi just, it's like he's overlooking the NBA. He's looking down at everybody. Stop this. Stop this. This is not a shot at Kawhi. But Kawhi's not better than LeBron. You know that. And I see all this. The Lakers didn't even get one vote to be the conference champions.
Not one.
The Clippers got 16, the Nuggets 2, the Jazz, the Rockets. We got the best duo in all of basketball, bar none, the best. I defy you to find 2 better players on a team currently that's better than what the Lakers going to trot out there on opening night.
Is it 2-on-2 now in the NBA? I don't know. Is that did they change the rules? I don't know.
I think you still need 3 others.
The 5 that we trot out there, you know what? I'm tired of doing all this talk. You know, you're laughing now, but you're going to eat the words.
Here's what I think about this poll. They got half of it right. LeBron deserves 0 votes for best player. LeBron last season vacated best player on the planet. But I will agree with both of you. Number 2 did not seize control of best player on the planet. All he proved to me in the playoffs was he was the luckiest player on the planet. He got lucky break after break after break after break, starting with Joel Embiid being hurt and sick and hurt and sick. And then he made the luckiest shot in the history of the NBA playoffs, which bounced 4 times on the rim from the corner, which is impossible, and it still dropped. But I got to give it up. It happened. But then Golden State didn't happen. To all your points, it's just like here, silver platter, number 2, it's yours. It's meant to be. I defy either of you to go back. You'd love to do this. Tear down the fourth quarters played by number 2 throughout the playoffs, not the Orlando series. Start with Philly, Milwaukee, Golden State. Go back and tear down the fourth quarters and tell me he's a closer, because he's not a closer. I don't think LeBron's a closer either. The point is, best player on the planet is still vacant as we speak. And that's why I can't wait for next year to come, because it is so wide open, not only on the team front, but on the best player front, because James Harden has a chance to make his case with Russell Westbrook. And Steph Curry, without Klay Thompson for maybe 2/3 of the year, he has a chance to restate his case as the best player on the planet. Giannis needs to really restate his case because he came up real small in the playoffs.
But here's the problem that I have, Chris, and you can, when LeBron then won the title, everybody keeps saying if Draymond doesn't get suspended, they're winning the title. Well, where are these people now that's talking about if KD hadn't got hurt, if Klay Thompson hadn't got hurt?
I'm talking.
Kawhi wouldn't win the title. Oh, he's the best player now. That's my only argument. Oh, if Draymond had to play Game 5, it's over. Now, Draymond played Game 6 and 7.
Yeah.
But nobody says anything about KD only playing 12 minutes in 6 games. Klay Thompson misses the entire game, tears his ACL in Game 6. I believe they're going to win if he doesn't get hurt. And then they won the game that he went out with his hurt hamstring. But everybody said, oh, man, whoo, boy, Toronto.
So there's an anonymous quote in here from an NBA executive when asked to defend ranking number 2, number 1.
Right.
He said, "Did you see what just happened?" That was his defense. Yeah, we did. We saw.
Yeah, exactly.
We saw. Did you see?
What
That's the
happened?
question. Did you, Mr. Anonymous Executive?
If Toronto with a healthy KD and a healthy Klay Thompson, if number 2 pulls that off, he's the best player. He's the best player. Hey, LeBron, I'm sorry, bro. You got to get that up. Take us 2 steps back.
I remember, I wasn't covering the league then, I was in college, but I remember when the Miami Heat won, it was Dwayne Wade's first championship before LeBron
2006.
got there. And it was a press conference a couple days later after they won the championship. It was a young Dwayne Wade. Shaq was on that team. Somebody asked Pat Riley, have you ever seen anything so amazing like what Dwayne Wade at this age did during that finals when they beat the Dallas Mavericks? Yep. Pat Riley didn't hold back. He was like, yeah, I kind of did. Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Magic Johnson was young and what he did.
42, 15,
and so
and 7.
my point is, you know, the prisoner of the moment point, like you say, we tend to fall victim to that. And I remember Pat Riley just being as blunt as he can. He could have easily just said,
No.
you know, yeah. I mean, Dwayne Wade, I haven't seen anything, but no, he kept it real, kept it authentic. And with this, we have to keep it in the proper context of what Golden State was going through. I can't, and I hate having these talking points because I feel like we're downgrading what Kawhi did. He did what he had to do under circumstance. And Skip, you could call it a lucky shot, a bounce shot. The fact of the matter is the ball went through the net. And then you want to put out there that you can't anoint anybody the top player. Look, Skip, there are down years, there are up years. But even in those down years, there's still a top player. Give me a top player right now, Skip. Give me the number 1 player. You got to give me one.
He vacated. He went 28 and 27 in the games he started for the Lakers last year. That's not best player on the planet.
Okay, well, give me one.
Over.
Give me one, Skip. Give me one.
He like what you call him. Oh, my guy got hurt. KD. KD is the best player.
Well, he is, and he was, and again, I can't defend it right now because he's out for a whole year, so it makes it wide open. Nobody's had a chance to state their case, so I can't tell you who the best is. I gotta see it unfold.
I see it. He filming a movie right now. Yeah, he was getting up shots at 5 this morning.
He was.
Yeah, he was too.
It's the biggest bunch of
Stop.
baloney.
And I want you to stop saying
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, it was Taco Tuesday. And he get the haircut. You see them waves on the side?
Skip.
Skip.
He's eating a lot of cheese, man.
Don't worry about that, what he do. You know what, Skip? You need to stop hating so much. But look, this is not to take anything away from Kawhi's moment. He's going to have another moment today. He's going to get introduced at the Clippers press conference. But Skip, we got to stop this now.
Okay. So let's start this. I said on Monday's show, told you yesterday when we ran each other in the hall, it felt like Saturday night was number 2's coming out party because he and Uncle Dennis decided, let's just go to the Pacquiao fight and we want position A.
Right.
We want ringside TV row right in the
stayed
middle.
on him,
Yeah,
too.
like boom. Where you are constantly on camera the whole 12 rounds. That would have never happened when he was playing for my team, the Spurs. In fact, I talked to a high-ranking official yesterday who said, what's gotten into him? And again, no disrespect to him. Maybe he's going to show you starting today more of the real personality.
Chris, you know what he said? He's feeling himself. He's smelling himself.
Yeah, a little bit.
He had that fun. This is me now.
Okay.
This is me now. He's feeling good about himself.
That's fine. That's fine.
But
I wish I'd seen more of that in San Antonio.
We're going to let him get all dressed up. But O'Brien right now going to dump water on him. Come October. He all dressed up in his Sunday best and watch LeBron come with a pail of water and put this out.
Right, but once you invite that spotlight, you have to live up to that spotlight. And he's never had to do that before.
I still think his personality trait, I still think it might be a situation where the media or the spotlight is going to have to adjust to how subdued he is.
He is.
Maybe that is. Maybe he'll be there. He was at, it was a clip, y'all probably seen it. I think he was at a Nickelodeon event or something like that. He was trying to walk and get away from the cameras at Nickelodeon.
He walking the green carpet like, bro, this is why you came.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to walk on that carpet, but he don't plan on stopping for pictures. Sign autograph?
Well, he's stopping for pictures today because they need him to come out.
Maybe, but I think it's probably going to be a lot more. Like I was talking to somebody back in the green room, is that it's going to be, the pressure is going to be on the reporters asking the questions. Because I don't know, just based off of how Kawhi is, I don't know that he's going to be that forthcoming if the right questions aren't asked. And this is a press conference setting. It's not like it's one-on-one where I can just give a follow-up. You get a question, he says what he says, then move on. And another reporter may have another question. And remember, he's up there with Paul George as well, along with Doc Rivers and everybody else.
Do you think they're all going to be seated? I think
they will.
Right. That will help him. He'll be buffered on
Yeah, that's the way, So it's not like
taking pictures. He in the dressing room with Manny Pacquiao taking pictures now.
Hey.
I did see the photo. That was,
Hey, this is a new Kawhi. He's in L.A. That's what I'm saying.
Well, is it new or the old guy who just never decided to show?
Kawhi.
That's a valid question.
It felt like, you see him, Skip? He done got home now.
Hey, Hollywood is going to have to adjust to Kawhi, not the other way around.
Well, they promised a helicopter because he got that big old place down in Rancho San Diego, so he gonna got a helicopter. Steve Ballmer done promised him everything.
Oh, he has, huh?
Done promised him everything.
Lakers didn't? Lakers didn't?
I don't know what we promised him. But we couldn't make enough promises.
You tried to play by the rules. You tried to play by the book.
Lakers and the Raptors tried to play by the rules.
They did. Steve Ballmer knows deep pockets.
When you got that kind of money, you bend the rules. The rules play to you. That's what happened. Chris, you better tell them. You got that kind of money, the rules play to you.
Oh,
Must be
man.
nice.
But that's okay.
I wouldn't know.
I am eager to see what number 2 has to say today, and also to you and your little session with him.
I'm excited to hear your question after. That's an interesting dynamic. That
Skip
the
needs to
reporters-
reveal more how Uncle Dennis and him. That's why. That's what we need to hear.
Is Uncle Dennis going to be on the dais today? Is he going to be sitting up there next?
No, I don't. Well,
He might.
He'll be there.
But
He might.
He speaks for number 2.
Yeah, he pulled up on Skip. He pulled up on the quick tools.
rolled up on him.
More about
But he
this.
did tell me that he said Kawhi sent me over to remind you his name is Kawhi Leonard.
You should say, well, I'm telling you to tell Kawhi to come say it to my face.
Come over and say hey.
Don't be sitting no peon over here to
No,
deal with me.
Skip didn't have his entourage.
No, but I think Dennis is not a peon. I think he is the commander of the.
And I don't talk to intermediaries. I talk to them one-on-one. What, you got something to say to me? You should have got up out your seat, Skip. Stood up on Kawhi. You got something to say to me, Kawhi? You know what I'm saying? I think I do, Skip. Yeah, sometimes, even if you don't want to ruffle no feathers, you got to make them think. You got to puff your brain a little bit, Skip.
We might have had another prelim before
Don't
the main
need
event,
that.
right?
Definitely don't need that. Chris, you're going to be back later in the show. Speaking of that fight, what are the chances Floyd and Manny actually fight again? We'll discuss all of that next.
No mercy.
So back to Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. There might be a rematch, but for now we have their tension-filled exchange on social media yesterday. They have been busy. Floyd started it off on Instagram saying, quote, "This man's entire legacy and career has been built off its association with my name. Ultimately, I will always have the last laugh." Manny followed that up, tweeting, "If you want to be relevant again, Maypac too." Then Floyd posted, quote, "I beat you mentally, physically, and financially. Remember, you fight because you have to. I fight when I want to." And then this morning, Manny called Floyd counterfeit money on Twitter. Woo, Shannon, what chance do you give this fight of happening?
85% because it just makes too much sense financially. Floyd is a simple guy. If it makes dollars, it makes sense. And this could make a lot of dollars. Manny showed that he's still a very, very good fighter. His last couple of fights, he's kind of reminded us of the old Manny Pacquiao. Not the old Manny Pacquiao, but the old Manny Pacquiao. And obviously there's a number that's going to have to entice Floyd to come out of retirement and to risk 50-0. I believe that the starting point is probably $250,000, and then you're probably going to approach 275, maybe even 300 million. And I do believe Floyd would step in the ring. People want to see Floyd get beat. Skip, I wish I can give it to you plain and simple as that. People, they love Floyd. They love to see Floyd box, but that's not what it is. People want to see, just like when Mike Tyson fought Buster Douglas. I know a lot of people like, man, I ain't watching that fight, but I watched it. And I got an opportunity to say, well, I saw Mike Tyson the first defeat. I saw Mike Tyson get knocked out.
Yeah.
People want to have that on their resume. I remember where I was when I saw Floyd Mayweather get beat for the very first time. And this is what will drive this fight. This is what will have another, $3, $4, $5 million pay-per-view buys because they want to see Floyd get beat. But guess what, Skip Bayless? It ain't gonna happen.
No.
Floyd too skilled, too good, too fast. Well, he's not as fast as he once was, but I still believe he's faster now.
He also might be too smart to take this fight, because I'm going to go much higher than you. I'm going to go 95% that it happens, but I'm going to hold out 5% that Floyd just comes to his senses and says, you know what? I don't want to give up my legacy to go in there and lose a fight to that guy who is desperate at 40 to stay in the peak of shape.
Yes.
He looked like, Manny to me looked like he was in maybe the best shape of his career. He looked so cut and lean and quick and strong. I was just surprised by the quickness, because I thought Keith Thurman had fairly quick hands.
Yeah.
And he made Keith Thurman look like he was in slow motion throwing punches.
That's a good point.
Okay, so
And Thurman was a much bigger man.
remember, Floyd went to the fight, sat ringside, drank it all in, and he's high IQ. I mean, we're talking highest boxing IQ I think there's ever been. I mean,
Yeah.
you can make cases for other guys.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray Leonard
Yeah.
obviously would be right there with him, but okay, this guy knows what's happening.
He knows.
And he is processing. He is computing in his computer brain, and he did leave before the verdict was announced,
You know what?
before the judge's decision.
Before the decision came, you know, he probably got on the phone. As soon as he left the bed, Al Heyman, how much you think we can get for this? If we fight Pacquiao again, think we get 300 mil?
Yep,
Think we get 350?
350.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Remember, as I pointed out yesterday, there's right now a void in hand-to-hand combat
Yes.
fight, right? If you take UFC and boxing, there's not that mega fight on the horizon. This would be a mega fight, even though obviously we all wish it would have happened for real 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yes.
And yet, when it did happen, May the 2nd, 2015, it was not a fair fight because Manny had torn his rotator cuff 3 weeks before while sparring. Manny seriously thought about just postponing the fight, but Manny needed the money. He gives his money away to a fault. Floyd can spend to a fault. And I'm going to reread the quote that I got from a boxing insider who's been around for a long time. This was 2 nights ago.
Okay.
He said Floyd's spend rate has to leave him needing a fight he may not want. Deep down, his better judgment might be saying, not now, not that guy, not this place. Like, this is wrong time, wrong place.
There's not been a whole lot of people in the history of the world that's ever been able to turn down $300 million.
That is true.
And when you're talking about a guy that this is what he does. He fights. And to get this type of payday in one given night, you talk about some athletes don't make 300. I mean, the top athletes, some don't make 300 million in a lifetime. And we're talking about that if it goes 12 rounds for 36 minutes. That's what the man's got. I mean, he made 225, 230 against Pacquiao. He made what, 275, 280 against Conor. Another 250, 300.
Okay.
And then let's just say for the sake of argument, he lose. What would the trilogy be worth?
Okay. So you're telling me that I'm writing down 350 million. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. It takes
A lot of
7 zeros. You're telling me those 7 zeros would be worth more to Floyd than that 1 0 at the end of 50-0.
I don't believe he can beat me. I don't believe he can beat me. I don't believe he can beat me.
This guy can beat him.
I don't believe it.
This guy will wreak revenge. This guy is more driven at 40 than Floyd is at 42. And at some point, Father Time's going to start catching up with Floyd, too.
Do you understand what TBE stands for? The best ever.
Oh, I thought it was just TB, Tom Brady.
No,
Okay,
the TBE, the best ever.
Okay.
With bundles.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. He hadn't fought for, what do you keep telling me, 2 years?
2 years.
Okay.
2 years.
2 years.
And who was that opponent? Berto? Really?
No,
That's all
Berto,
you got?
You got to go back way back. He fought Berto in 2015.
Okay.
He fought Conor McGregor in
Oh, well,
2017.
you're counting Conor McGregor?
You don't want to count that?
I don't.
No. Oh, you brought.
It was fun. It was fun.
I want some do off that.
Okay.
And you want your money back from
I
Pop.
lost $1,000.
Yeah, you want your money back from Pop.
I'm going to get it back, too. Yeah, we'll have Pop on before this fight.
He going to get it.
Yeah.
Pop said he can't get it.
He's going to get him.
The time is now, though. No one's getting younger.
Manny looked lethal the other night. And again, I'm going to reiterate what Freddie Roach told us, that night of the fight, May 2nd, they both filed paperwork to get pain-killing injections in Las Vegas with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. And what happened? Floyd was granted, Manny was not granted. So Floyd has chronically sore hands, which is always an
And
issue
brittle,
for him,
yes.
just brittle hands. And he needs to inject both of them so he can't feel the pain during the fight. It's just like that chronic, it's nagging pain.
Yes.
It's not that acute kind of pain. So he got the 2 injections in his hands, but when it came time to Manny to get one in the shoulder because he'd torn his rotator cuff, which, by the way, needed surgery the next day.
Yeah.
From Neil Elatrage, the surgeon right here in Los Angeles.
Curlin Joe Clinic.
Okay, there you go. So that proof was in that pudding. You know, that was.
Well, guess what? Tell him to file paperwork for his butt. Because his butt gonna need to be numb because we're gonna put foots in it.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think that's within the rules.
Yeah. We're gonna
can't-
put foots in
You
it.
can't kick in
We're gonna
boxing.
kick. No.
Or-
not in the literal sense.
Yeah.
Figuratively speaking.
Okay,
Yeah.
figuratively speaking.
Yeah.
Well, literally speaking, Floyd is going to be on his back when this fight ends because for the first time ever, I believe that Manny is on a mission to KO Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Hands can't hit
Yeah.
what the eyes can't see.
Yep, he's going to get him because the eyes are getting, Floyd's eyes are getting slower and slower, like his hands.
Yeah, your reflexes dissipate, but so is Manny's.
No, I don't
Hey,
think so.
You know he likes to dart in and out. And you know he got timed up.
Yep.
Marquez timed him. Dart, here it comes. Bam.
Marquez didn't time it. They fought 3 times. He just got bored. He just lost concentration for a second. That's all that happened.
But see, what you think Floyd gonna do? Did you see what Floyd did to Marquez? Whitewashed him.
Okay.
They didn't let him win around. They didn't even let him get around.
Manny fought him 3 times.
And
Marquez is really good.
And guess what? We're going to fight Manny 3 times and do him all 3 times and make a quick bill. Floyd about to make $1 billion on 3 fights with
You're
Manny.
not going to beat him 3 times because if you beat him the next time, there's not going to be a third fight.
You don't want to see him. You don't want to see him get beat the 3rd time.
Yeah, well, it's just not going to. Nobody would buy the 3rd one if Floyd just
2 would
gets
have
it.
to be.
Again, I'm going to push hard for this. This has to take place at Jerry
No,
World
no,
or Madison
no.
Square Garden.
Skip, those
or I
whales-
don't care.
Skip, the whales-
make it rumble in the jungle.
There's no whales cannot swim in Dallas. The whales swim in Vegas. You know those big guys.
I don't know. There are a lot of whales in Dallas.
They come to. Skip ain't nobody.
But it's
Listen.
not the Vegas.
Yeah, the whales.
Big fight.
Whales don't normally go watch football games. Whales show up to gamble. Where they gambling at in Dallas, Skip? Where can I put $1 million on the blackjack table or baccarat?
Where can a fair fight take place?
It happened in Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas.
So
You make it seem like Floyd.
posted last night that he's the boss of Manny Pacquiao. Well, he's the boss of Vegas. I'll give him
Yeah,
that.
you know what? You make it seem like Floyd is literally fighting in his backyard.
Literally.
No, he's not.
He runs the town and he runs the judges psychologically.
No, he doesn't.
Because they let him run for 12 rounds. I'm going to say it again. I still think Manny, with one arm, couldn't throw a right after the 4th round, won that fight because I was taught, and I covered a whole lot of boxing from early age on, from in my early 20s. First thing the masters all taught me was the aggressor wins the round. Was Manny not the aggressor the whole fight? That's why Evander Holyfield said right after the fight, Pacquiao won the fight.
Skip, if you run up on somebody and you bark, doing all that barking, and they pop shot you in the face, well, hey, he won. No, you didn't. You got boxed. You got outboxed. Floyd was hitting him.
You just got outrun.
No.
You know,
You-
in Vegas, Floyd just runs for 12 rounds, and the judges
waltzing.
say, "You won."
Skip,
Way to go.
We waltzing. We dancing. You follow me in, pop.
Yeah.
I'm over here, pop. That's what we doing.
Yeah.
That's what we do. See, you want us to get into. You want the old school, the Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali. You want those type. You want the Hagler Hearns. You want knockout.
I want the Thriller in Manila.
No,
And
no,
you
no,
know
no,
what?
no,
That
no.
would be a good idea.
No.
How about in Manila?
Yeah.
How about if Floyd's so tough, why didn't he go to Manila and fight Manny?
You know, that's not Skip. Floyd doesn't fight like that. Why would all of a sudden I got to 50-0 doing it this way? Why would I change up to appease someone that greatly increases my chances of losing? Why would I do that? You do not understand. To get aggressive, Skip, you got to throw punches, and when you throw punches, guess what's open? Your chin.
Manny's got a strong chin.
Hey, guess what? I don't care. He done been put down before. Now we know
Yeah,
that.
but we watched Saturday night. He took 3 or 4 shots that would have put some lesser humans down.
Well, we saw Conor McGregor hit Floyd with a straight uppercut that he didn't see. Walk through it. We saw Shane Mosley hit him flush on the chin, Skip.
Yep.
We've never seen a Floyd get hit any flush than what he got.
I agree. I agree with both of those assessments. But Floyd is now 42, and he just keeps...
No, he can't take his punch like that now. He take one on the butt like that.
He's 42.
Yeah.
Time is now. I see this, I think, Vegas, though, because as fair as I would like it to be.
We can't go to the Thrill in Manila.
No way.
We can't go to Jerry
Floyd's
World. We can go to
else.
Dallas.
I mean,
we can't go. We can go to Vegas. We can't go to Dallas.
Why not?
It doesn't have that.
No,
big
it don't have the
fight.
feel of Vegas. I want to gamble.
money.
Yeah, but what, think about how Floyd could gloat after. I beat him in Jerry World.
Well, he
I
would have
beat him
that.
at a neutral site.
He would have that.
Neutral site. Let's have a fair fight.
It's
for
fair.
once.
It's gonna be fair.
Yeah.
You got 8-ounce gloves. I got 8-ounce gloves. You got on trunks. I got on trunks. The square is the same for both of us. Fair.
I get to inject my whole body with painkillers. You don't.
No,
Oh,
you
boy.
better put his
Whole
hands
different
Skip.
debate. How about this for a debate? I think we're going to be talking a lot about who is the best team in LA, Lakers or Clippers.
Sorry, Shannon.
Don't know about these two. We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
The Lakers have one more roster spot, and according to ESPN, they're saving it for Andre Iguodala. The former Finals MVP could be bought out by the Grizzlies, which would allow him to sign with LA. And speaking of LA, ESPN surveyed 20 execs and coaches, and 13 picked Kawhi Leonard and Paul George's Clippers to win the title, while the Lakers, they got 0 votes. So we're joined once again by Yahoo's
Tough
Chris
day.
Haynes.
Wow.
Chris, who is better right now, Clippers or Lakers?
Well, look, first of all, let me say this, man. There's some disrespect going on.
Thank
here.
you. Thank you.
Nah, did you just say this the best dynamic duo in the league, and they can't get a vote for even...
Not a vote.
That is
Golly. But I'll say this. I gotta agree with them on the Clippers. I gotta agree with them on the Clippers. Just look at the regime that they have outside of Kawhi, of adding Kawhi and Paul George. Montrezl Harrell over there.
Ooh,
Arguably the best six man
Yep.
in history. Lou Williams,
Yep.
Patrick Beverly.
Yep.
Basically, they have a regime. They have a winning nucleus over there already. Then you add in the fact, you add in 2 of the top 10 players in the league already. So just from that standpoint already.
We got 2 of the top 5, but okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
that's fine. I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
So just from that already, you got to give the Clippers the nod just for that they have a lot of players on that squad already who have formed a winning nucleus. Now with the Lakers, we saw the season that they had. They still got guys that don't know how to win. And great as Anthony Davis is, he hasn't won anything.
Thank you.
And then the roster around him, the whole roster around him, are pieces that it look okay, but we don't know if they're going to fit. Now, with all that being said, I do think the Lakers should have at least 1 or 2 votes to win the conference championship because I put them 1 and 2 in the West myself.
Right.
But if we're talking about just those 2 teams, I got to give a nod to Doc Rivers and those Clippers.
You say Anthony Davis hadn't won anything. Can someone tell me what Paul George won?
Well,
Was that a rhetorical question?
well, he's won more than Anthony Davis has.
hold
At
on.
least he carried teams to conference finals.
Prior
Yeah.
to him hitting these game-winning shots in OKC, the only time he was hitting buzzer beaters was in Gatorade commercials. And now all of a sudden, Paul George, they got Paul George. When did Paul George become Kevin Durant? I missed it. Well, okay, I missed it.
He was in MVP conversation last year for most of the season.
In the conversation, my guy was leading the MVP conversation until he got hurt. Well, he was leading James Harden. He right there behind James Harden. I think James Harden had James Harden at 35 when he went on that streak, scored like 40 for like 6 straight games. I mean, he put a little distance between us. But we got Rondo. Has Rondo won anything? Pretty good, huh?
Yep.
We got Boogie. You don't believe Boogie gonna be better than what he was last year after a year of being healthy?
No, stick to your winning formula. So you said won anything, Boogie.
Okay. What did Montrez? What did Trez won?
Oh, they were pretty good last year.
No, I ain't pretty good. We win games.
Win.
No. You talk about winning. You talk about championship.
Wait a second. They beat the Warriors at full strength in Oracle twice in the first
You write
round.
that down?
Twice.
You write that down? I don't see that.
Hold on.
Twice.
Toronto. I could have sworn Toronto beat Golden State in the finals. If they beat the
According to you, that was without KD and then without Clay.
Hold on. We've seen teams The Rockets 2 years ago took 3 games off them. But in order to beat the Golden State healthy, you got to take 4 off them. I'm just saying, look, I get it. Look, you add Paul George, you add Kawhi, very well coached, basically from top to bottom, is very well organized. But coaches, just think about this player league, and we got 2 of the top 5. They're on our roster.
So, quick question back for you. You mentioned these players, LeBron James and Kyle Kuzma, and let's throw in Rondo and Boogie.
Yep.
And what are those 4?
JaVale.
I'll leave him out of this. But what are those 4 that we just mentioned? What do they have in common? None of them play much, if any, defense. None of them. And the Clippers can draw this line of death across the half-court line every night, featuring Patrick Beverly in the middle and those 2 two-way guys out on the wings, long two-way 6'8" guys.
Ooh, and Bron cook them every time. And then I just want to know who the guy that's going to deal with AD. Tell me the guy that's going to deal with AD.
Big Zoo.
Well, you better take Zoo to the San Diego Zoo because they're going to put him behind the cage or something because he can't deal with that, Skip.
I think he can deal.
He on a mission, Skip.
You know what? He was ranked top 5 rim protectors last year.
He was.
Second level stats. I'm just telling you what I read.
I give you a choice. You could have Big Zoo or you could have AD. Which one you taking?
You mean on defense or on offense?
I'll tell you what I do, bro, Chris Haynes. I'll let you have Paul George. I'll let you have Anthony Davis. Who you taking? Ask those 27 general managers. Which one you want? You want Paul George or you want AD?
Gotta go with AD.
Everybody bumping them guns. And I see, you know what? I see what you did. Kawhi's hot. He hot. He one of our hot boys right now. We winning right now. Too old to see it. We winning right now. Kawhi did a great thing. I get it. And LeBron, they didn't make the playoffs for the first time in 14 years. The LeBron-led team didn't make the playoffs. And we gonna poo-poo his numbers 27, 8. We know they are. And he said you don't have the same impact. But you can eat those words, Skip Bayless.
You know, I talked to somebody I cannot name.
Stop talking to people. What are you saying?
The San Antonio organization last night, who was making this point. He said, you know, when we just had David Robinson, pre-Tim Duncan, we were winning 50-something games with David Robinson as our focal point.
Yes.
And this same person said, you know, when AD was in New Orleans, that they couldn't win 50-something games because he couldn't lift that whole franchise the way David Robinson lifted ours. And they're the same kind of player. You know, you'd think they would have equal impact. Something has always been missing in Anthony Davis. I've told you that for the 3 years we have worked together. And I do think it's a great fit for Anthony to be the complementary star to LeBron. But LeBron is starting to have to battle with Father Time as well as the opposition.
We take Geritol.
Okay,
We good.
Okay, well, I think you better take Vibranium.
We are that.
Big doses.
Had it shipped in.
Did you?
But what did that guy say? Okay, you was winning 50 games with David Robinson, but you didn't win until you got what? That big 6'10" superstar from Wake Forest.
Well, then it was over.
So now you pair that guy with this guy, and guess what you get?
Yeah, but this guy's past his prime.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Ooh, past his prime.
Well, he's past his prime. He's not that guy anymore.
He did smack dab in the middle.
Really?
Smack dab in the middle.
You know, I saw him play no defense last year. I mean, it got embarrassing. I saw Kyle Kuzma push him into play defense.
So what you see Kyle Kuzma push him into that 51 against Miami? Or that big old 30, that high 30-point triple-double?
I saw Kyle Kuzma push him into a 28 and 27 record in games he started.
And so did Lonzo Ball, so did Ingram, exactly.
One concern I would have about AD, and I think this is the reason why, a big reason why his teams in New Orleans weren't able to advance as far, his injury history.
Yeah.
There is an injury history.
It's a lot.
That's a concern. That's a concern. Those two right there, we talking about Kawhi. Kawhi's going to sit out some games because of the load management that he started.
Paul George had surgery on his shoulder.
That boy's been Superman ever since.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the shoulder surgery?
Yeah.
That's fine. Minor.
Okay.
Minor stuff. Clean up some stuff.
Surgery's always minor when it's on somebody else. You notice that?
I think he had minor on both shoulders.
Exactly. Both of them. They'll be working. I'm sure he can shoot and dribble up there. I don't think that's going to be fine. But you still got pieces over there, Shan. You still got pieces over there that you don't know if they can fit. Rondo, as good as Rondo is, he's a winner. Does his skill set fit?
AD had the best year with Rondo. Remember they took out Portland in 4.
But LeBron wasn't on that team. LeBron handles the ball.
Going to handle it too. Can you imagine that pick and roll? Can you imagine that pick and roll with AD and Bron?
It should be vicious. Because
remember, we was running pick and roll last year, and that was JaVale. Now we got to pick and pop. He can shoot the three,
Yep.
mid-range, get to the bucket.
Yep.
So are you really saying that the Lakers are a better team from top to bottom than the Clippers right now?
Right now, as we speak.
You know what? I will say this. If they sign Iggy, that could level that playing field because Iggy still got game.
Well, the thing is, what Iggy will allow us to do, it'll save LeBron some minutes from having to guard Paul George and Kawhi.
Okay.
So that's what that'll do. A guy that's played on the big stage, taken, made big shots, and he's still a premier defender. Now, the question, you're going to have to manage him because he's getting on up there in age.
Yes.
So you're going to have to make...
You did take a couple of shots at his age when he was a Warrior.
Yeah, he ain't taking no shots right now. Though.
But I'm saying, to do what he was doing, you had someone else taking on the scoring load. You had KD, you had Steph, you had Clay. So he was he could sit back there, give you 6, but he can give you quality minutes on the defensive end. Can he give us that? We're not asking him to go out there and get us 50 like he was in Philly. Can he give us that?
But Iguodala's value is not going to be his totality of his value is not going to be shown until the playoffs.
Right.
Okay.
So the regular season, you got to get through it.
So it would be great for LeBron to have Iggy as a teammate so that Iggy can't guard LeBron anymore because Iggy can really guard
Yeah,
LeBron.
he
Am I right?
36-13
Am I right?
He guarded. He put the clamps on the Chris.
He was putting clamps on him in clutch time, taking the ball right out of his hands.
Do you remember 2016?
Yeah,
when
yeah.
Game 7 he had a triple-double, and then in Game
there.
5 and 6 he had 41 and 16 in one game, and then 41 and 11 in another game. But ain't none of I don't even know why I brought that up, Chris.
How many times down the stretch of those crucial playoff games, those last couple of years, did Iggy just say, I'm going to just take that ball right out of your hands?
He
Remember
got the
those?
quickest hands in the league.
You know
He
what?
does, I agree.
hands in the league?
Yep.
Can you imagine? Look, Skip, you know, I'm not going to get in this back and forth with you.
Hold on, hold on. Let's talk about one thing we ain't talked about. We talking about the players. Who has the coaching advantage?
Coaching thing.
Come on now,
Chris,
Come on now.
Oh, it's obviously Frank Vogel.
Come on now, Shannon.
Vogel?
Go ahead. Make your case. Make your case.
I've already said, organizationally, from top to bottom, they got us. And so you start with the head man, Steve Ballmer, and then you go down
Wait
to
a
the
second.
Doc.
How about this? Jerry West or Rob Pelinka? Help me out.
That also is
Come
a
on
good
now.
one.
I've already said it.
Come on.
Steve Ballmer, Jerry West, Lawrence Frank, Doc Rivers. Okay, they got us.
Okay, you got it.
Chris,
got
that was
us.
a good one.
I know it's not shown on the screen,
Yeah,
but come on now.
Sorry, Shannon.
But they can't play.
You're going to end on that.
They can't play.
We're going to end on that note. Chris, good stuff. I can't wait to hear how the press conference goes today. We're going to switch gears. Is Ezekiel Elliott not the most important Cowboy?
Here we
I was
go.
looking right at you when I said
Yep.
that one. We'll discuss
Here we go.
next.
No mercy.
Ezekiel Elliott is ranked as the 8th best running back heading into this season, while that is according to Pro Football Focus. Zeke led the league in rushing last year and had 9 total touchdowns, but there are still 7 backs ahead of him on the list. The article said, quote, "It's hard to overlook the fact that his production is in large part thanks to the offense that Dallas has built around him." We're joined by Fox NFL analyst Mark Schlereth. Mark, are you surprised he's that low?
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous that he's out. I think you make a very compelling argument that he could be number 1. He's in the top 3.
Sure.
I think I'm an 80s freak. Like, I love the 80s. I love alternative bands from the 80s.
Okay.
And I used to listen to this one band called the Waterboy, and the Water Boys. And they had a line in one of their songs that "I see the crescent, but you see the whole of the moon." And I think when you start to look at running backs or you start to look at football, it's so easy to get so focused on fantasy stuff that we don't see the whole picture. When you face the Dallas Cowboys as a defense, there is one dude you're trying to stop. There's one guy that you're looking at. That's Zeke Elliott. Like, you say, hey, if we have to stop this offense, we're going to say, hey, quarterback, you beat us. But that dude ain't beating us. Like, we're not going to let that guy beat us. When you face the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Jones, God bless him, he's a really nice running back. He's ahead of Zeke Elliott. When you face the Green Bay Packers, you're just trying to stop Aaron Rodgers, not Aaron Jones. He's a secondary player. Like Melvin Gordon's a nice player. He's played 16 games one time in his career. Last year was the first year he ever averaged over 3.9 yards per carry. He had 50 catches. Zeke had 77. And when it comes to blitz pickup, there's none better in the league in blitz pickup than Zeke. Like, to have him that low on this list, just says to me, you guys don't. You guys see the crescent. I'm looking at the whole of the moon. I'm looking at the complete picture. You don't see what you're talking about, or you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to the running back.
Yeah, we do. Skip. We just break it down like that. I'm sorry.
This is a Denver thing?
They
like
don't
a
never
Broncos thing?
No, we just don't understand. We're not having to be on teams that won Super Bowls. We understand the
That's
value of the
what it
running back.
This guy is a great player. This rating to me is borderline ridiculous.
I was shocked as well, Stink. And that's what I said. If you want to have him second to Saquon, okay, I get it. Christian McCaffrey's on the field, and I said Christian McCaffrey spent about 90% of the time. But Christian McCaffrey had almost 100 fewer carries than Zeke. For that workload, and when they get the lead in the game, guess who they're giving the ball to? When the opposing defense and the Cowboys offense trot on the field, first snap, they got 8 guys in the box. Because I refuse to let 21 get going. Skip, he's an old school back. He's not a make-you-miss guy. He can't make you miss like Alvin Kamara. He's not going to shake you. They throw Christian McCaffrey a swing pass and out. The first guy's not bringing him down. Saquon, to be as big as he is, he has really loose hips.
Yep.
He can make you miss. And he has home run ability. That's not what Zeke is. Zeke runs the contact. So he's an old school, he's an 80s, 90s type running back. But you know what, Skip? He's going to play 15 games. He's going to play 16 if you need him. And he's going to give you 3 yards. He's that 3 yards in the cloud of dust. But to say he's the 8th best back, no disrespect to any of these guys. But there is no way there are 7 guys on this list better than Zeke Elliott. No way.
So I like 80s music also, but I don't live in the past like somebody to my left, somebody across the table from me. You guys have missed the boat and the point. Everything changed mid-season when Dallas acquired Amari Cooper, and my quarterback finally, for the first time in his NFL career, had a legit number one that he trusted and had rapport with. And they took off. From that moment forward, they went 7-1 because defenses started to say, uh-oh, we better concentrate on stopping number 4 throwing to Amari Cooper before we worry about Ezekiel Elliott. And I'm definitely not saying Zeke is overrated, but I'm just telling you my quarterback is more valuable than my running back and always has been. And my quarterback can make some of the more key, crucial runs in games because he is highly capable at about 250 pounds of running through, around, and over people, as my running back just runs through people. And the reason they downgrade him is, to your point, he can't make anybody miss as he did as a rookie, but slowly but surely he turned into pure battering ram. And I don't love his longevity possibilities because of the way he runs. I love my number 21 on 3rd and 1 because he will run through a brick wall. He will make his own wall. He'll knock a hole in it.
Right.
And it's all body lean and physicality.
And that is this is where I get in an argument with people about what the running game is. The running game to me is not empty yards. I look at this list, there's a lot of guys that compile empty yards. Why? Because it's 3rd down and 6, they pop a draw, the guy goes for 32 yards, and at the end of the game, you got a big rushing total, and people are like, oh my goodness. That's like, this guy gets his yardage, why people are, as Shannon said, 8-man boxes trying to defend him. That's their number one go-to. I hope you're right. I hope it becomes about Dak, and I hope it becomes about Cooper, and I hope those things happen because I'd like to see him get some empty yards.
Yeah.
But here's my definition of the running game. On 3rd down and 2, when everybody in the building, Shannon and I played on a team where, 2nd down and 1, how a lot of teams will throw it in the air and say, hey, let's go see if we can attack them and get a big play. You know what we said? Let's go ahead and mosh pit these dudes and wear these dudes out to see what we can do in the fourth quarter.
Strong, and weak.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Run you up out the building.
You had a battering ram. You
Right,
had
but
a guy,
but
you had
what
a
I'm
running
saying
back
is
who saved John Elway's career at the end. Am I right?
This running back gets yards when everybody in the building knows they're handing it to 21. That, to me, is the definition of a running game.
Except on the play of the year for my Cowboys at the Coliseum on that fateful
They had 10
Saturday
guys
night.
in the line of scrimmage.
Okay, but it's 4th and 1 from the Rams 35, first play of the fourth quarter, and it's a 1-score game, and the coaches say they have the whole commercial break to decide, let's just give it to 21 up the middle, and he went nowhere slowly.
That should be an indictment on your quarterback because they don't have the confidence in your guy that they can put it in his hands, Skip.
He should have put it in his belly and pulled it right back out and
But
kept it.
we can all agree that this ranking of 8th overall is ridiculous.
It's probably a little low. I'll give you that. I'll give
okay.
you that. But I get the gist of it. They're saying he can't make you miss. He's not an efficient back like Kamara is because Kamara can catch. He can gash you in so many ways.
Yeah,
right?
but he's getting a lot of those chunk plays, Skip. You get him in space. That's not what Zeke is. Zeke is a running back that can catch the ball. These other guys, Skip, are this new wave. Guys that can get you 90 catches, 100 catches. We saw Saquon go over 2,000 yards as a rookie, which doesn't happen in total yards from scrimmage from a rookie running back. He did that. Look, there's no disrespect to any of these guys on here, but there's no way that there are 7 guys on this list that's better than Zeke.
I'm sorry. If you put to any general manager in football 32 and said, okay, here you can have Melvin Gordon, no disrespect to Melvin Gordon, or Zeke Elliott. 32 out of 32 will take Zeke Elliott right now.
Okay.
As sure as I sit here. He's 4, Zeke is 8.
I will give you that. But my point is that right now Jerry Jones is looking at these third-level numbers and thinking, gee, do I want to commit 5 more years to this guy? Because I don't know.
I wouldn't commit to any running. Hey, the way the structure, the way the last collective bargaining agreement, especially for first rounders who have the 5th round option, run them into the ground and then get rid of them. They're going to be done. They're done anyhow. That's the issue.
Thank you, because that's what Pittsburgh tried to do. I'm gonna pick up your option, and then I got 2 franchise tags.
Right.
So I got you at my number for 7 years.
Yeah.
So Zeke said, "Nah, I ain't gonna let you do that. I'm going on vacation."
So I just want to point out one last time that my quarterback in the 2 biggest games of the year against the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champ within the division, the 2 games that my team beat the Eagles in, my quarterback in 2 fourth quarters and 1 overtime went 24 of 28 for 331, 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. How could that be? Because they weren't running the ball in the fourth quarter and overtime the way they usually run the ball. They were throwing the football.
Skip.
My guy is more valuable than Zeke is.
No,
Sorry.
here's the thing. When you have what made us so successful from 96 to 98, the reason why it was hard for you to beat us, we had TD back there, but we had a Hall of Fame quarterback. So pick your poison. What you want? You want to stack the box? You really want to go one-on-one with O'Shea Sharpe? You want Rod? You want Ed? Is that what you want? Or you want TD? Skip, I used to beg. I was like, will y'all please stop TD so we can throw the ball? Because if y'all don't stop him, we just going to just line up and run it. Stop him. I was very tempted to tell him we was running the football.
Would John Elway have won a single Super Bowl if TD hadn't fallen out of heaven in the, 6th round?
Yes.
Right? Would he?
No. Skip, I don't know. Skip, no. I don't know. We got the jury.
Yeah. But here's the deal. Well, this is not a discussion on who's more valuable. I'm a Dak Prescott fan. I think Dak Prescott can play. I think he's an old soul, and I think he's a really good, outstanding, and growing quarterback. But this is a discussion on where is Zeke Elliott lined up, and on this list, where Kamara, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Melvin Gordon, Todd Gurley, Kareem Hunt, and Aaron Jones is ahead of him. That to me is a garbage list.
Come on, Skip.
Garbage list.
I'll accept that, but
Okay.
you cannot discount my quarterback anymore.
No. But Skip, what made the quarterback so much more dynamic is that if you stack the box, he had a guy outside. But they were still stacking the box because you remember over the last 3 games, he had 70 yards total. That's what Coop had. That's what Jerry Jones looking at. Since you always talk about he looking at next level stats.
Yep.
Oh, you got to believe Zeke isn't happy. about
Yeah,
that number.
and they just cut Allen Hurns.
That's not going to help.
Hey, look, I'm going to get my money.
Doesn't feel very
Y'all
good
cutting
to
folk
see
right
that
here.
number.
I'm going to get my money.
Mark, thank you for joining us.
Dak, get paid, Dak.
Speaking
Hold
of
out, Dak.
getting money, so Jalen Ramsey had a very interesting
Yes, he
arrival
did.
to training camp this morning. Trust us, you want to see it. We'll show you next.
No mercy.
Jalen Ramsey said back in June that he won't be getting a contract extension from the Jaguars. Well, that will probably explain his grand entrance to camp today. Just sit back, listen, enjoy this.
Y'all know what time it is. This man covered so good, he finna have his own cell phone service. The man's so good, they finna give him his own jail called Jalen County. They are on lockdown all season. The man, the myth, Jalen Ramsey.
Y'all know what it is.
Workman, yeah, that's him.
Y'all know what it is.
It's time to get this money.
Oh, what an entrance. And this morning, Jalen tweeted, strictly for your entertainment, you're welcome. Shannon, how do you think Tom Coughlin will react to that?
Skip, you know Tom Coughlin's a no-nonsense type of guy. Tom Coughlin says if you're 5 minutes early, you're late. He's a military regimented, you show up in your pickup truck or whatever car you drive and be ready to go to work. He's not amused by this. But they got bigger fish to fry because they still have Jalen Ramsey under contract for this year and another year. They better worry about Ngakoue because he's holding out. And remember, they traded Dante Fowler last year to the Rams, and he's one of their better pass rushers. They cut Malik Jackson, so they better make sure, because Calais can't do it all by himself. Calais Campbell, the big D tackle. So they got bigger fish to fry than what Jalen Ramsey showed today. But I have no problem with this. I think, like he said, it was for your entertainment. I just hate that it was in Jacksonville and no one got an opportunity to witness that.
I believe Tom Coughlin will find zero humor in this.
Zero.
And I do believe that Jalen Ramsey, as Jenny just pointed out, he just tweeted what he tweeted because he knew he needed to soften the blow
Fair
a little
enough.
bit. Like, whoops, I might have gone a little too far, so strictly for your entertainment, you're welcome. Tom's not saying you're welcome back, right?
No.
And I just want to point out, even though, again, this is a collective bargaining issue, but Jalen's still stuck on that rookie contract, and he's only supposed to make $3.6 million this year. It's $13.7 next year, but he has the 2 more years before he can hit free agency.
Right.
2 years, yeah.
So what happened? He made 2 Pro Bowls and
First team
in
All-Pro last-
2017.
Yeah.
He was first team All-Pro. But what happened to his team last year? It went from the fourth quarter of the AFC Championship game in New England when it led 20-10. Obviously lost that game, but it went all the way from there to 5-11 last year. And I know you're down on Pro Football Focus rankings now, but last year, Pro Football Focus ranked Jalen the 40th best cornerback. Obviously, he's not, but that was just in his production last year. He had, by his standards, an off year. So this will fall on deaf ears upstairs that he's saying, I got a Brinks truck, I'm going to back it up, and you got to pay me my money.
Right.
Well, what I think they're going to pay him is, I believe, and I've said this now for a couple of months, I think that Tom Coughlin will soon look to trade Jalen Ramsey because I think he's close to that production tolerance issue where he's becoming more trouble than he's worth. Because remember how last year started? It was a GQ piece just like Odell's.
yeah.
He ethered every quarterback.
Every quarterback. He took them all on. And it probably wasn't the smartest thing he's ever done. I know he gets full of himself, and it's like entertainment value.
Well, the biggest part was he hyped up his own quarterback, who was the worst of the quarterbacks that he ethered.
But that was bad. He took shots at everyone.
Everyone.
Except
It's
Tom.
hard to undo that, except
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah.
And he's becoming the Odell of cornerbacks, right? So Tom Coughlin, having dealt with Odell and tried to look the other way with Odell when he probably should have pulled him from the Carolina game.
Correct.
Remember that?
Yep.
I just think it's to the point where he's going to say, I'm going to auction him off to the highest bidder, just the way the Giants auctioned off Odell. And if he can get a first rounder in return.
You definitely get a first rounder for it.
You could definitely get a first, because he was the 5th overall pick.
Right.
But if you could get a first and a second rounder, or first and a third, you're going to do that because you're going to let the other team figure out how to pay Jalen Ramsey.
Well, you better get these guys because they're loading up. They're paying these top receivers, the DeAndre Hopkins, the Julios, the ABs. You better get somebody to cover them. And he's a guy that will step up to the challenging. Yeah, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but he has a very short memory. And to play on that island, you must have a short memory, Skip, because those guys are really good out there. Coach Coughlin, knowing the little bit I know about him, he's strictly business. He coached me 1 year at the Pro Bowl. I'm like, dude, I'm not on your team. I'm not going to adhere to all these rules. Do this and do that. Man, not here with that foolishness.
Just in that experience.
Yeah, I'm good.
Really?
I think Jalen Ramsey just entertained his way right out of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And maybe that's good for him.
that was the
I
point.
might have Ha-Ha to come introduce me like that.
Really?
Yeah, on
don't
Ha-Ha's
need
break.
that.
Yeah.
Really?
Every
So
morning.
I might not even be sitting in the chair tomorrow.
Really? Well, did you hear what Ha said at the very end? He said, the man, the myth? Well, maybe he's a myth, right? Or does that apply to
the
you?
greatest debate of all time.
Really?
500-0.
Introduction.
Really?
Yeah.
You're talking about, you're introducing me?
No,
Way to
not
go.
you, not you,
Thank
me.
you.
I'll stick to the introductions around here.
You're welcome.
Should Skip and all Cowboys fans finally forget about the Dez catch? I like this one.
Oh, here
We'll
we go.
discuss.
No mercy.
Time for our final topic of the day. Remember this play way back in 2015? The ref said Dez did not make the catch. Former head of officiating and now our colleague Dean Blandino said Cowboys fans still yell at him on Twitter about
Good.
this call. Over 4 years later, Skip, I heard that.
Yep.
Should Cowboys fans finally let it go?
I will never, ever, ever let this go because I get sicker and sicker every time I see it. That was a catch. Dez caught it. He ran 2 strides with it. He shifted it into his dominant hand, his left hand, and he slammed it like a running back would on the goal line, and the ref raised his arms, touchdown. It's a catch. They should have won the game. They should have gone on to Seattle where they would have beaten Seattle. Super Bowl, here they came. Nope. Thank you, Dean Blandino.
Let it go. It was the right call based on the rules that was instituted at the time. Skip, but here's the part that nobody mentions. Aaron Rodgers marched right down the field and started kneeling the ball down on the 28-yard line. So guess what? Green Bay was going to go in, either kick a field goal or get a touchdown and beat you bums anyway.
My team was devastated. It ripped their hearts out.
Oh my goodness, you for real, Skip?
Yeah, it would have been over if that touchdown stands. We are going to Seattle where we had won in the regular season.
Skip, Aaron Rodgers marched the ball down the field and started kneeling down on the 28.
Okay.
You were not going to win that game.
Yes, we were.
Skip, the rule says if a receiver goes to the ground, he must possess the football throughout the entirety of the act of catching.
But that doesn't mean after he's out. He already caught it. He ran with it.
Don't
He
have
dropped
more
it. He
time.
dropped it.
Sorry,
He
Dean.
dropped it.
That is it for us.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again, same time, tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. See you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.